My day has been good. Been pretty good. A normal, nice day. Nothing. Well, let me turn off my lights. I just realized my lights are. But it was a good day. I usually just put up this starting screen soon until 7:30. Sometimes I'm not even here. Sometimes I'm in the bathroom. I'll just run back here at 7:30 and then change my stream. But I'll go back now. And this starting soon screen is. It was a recording that I did a while back of this city. But it's a nice recording since it's 9 minutes long, so nice loading screen. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. New York City time. Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania. That's the area that I'm in. I've been thinking of starting stream maybe like at 12 Eastern. 7:30 is late, but it's kind of a time where I know that everything is through and through out of the day in Texas. So it's like what 6:30 by you? I think it's 1 hour Central Time, right? Louder than normal. I've never been to Texas. I've been to Georgia, but I know it's hot down there. It's like a humid hot, like not humid, but like is it like you can't breathe hot humidity or like a dry heat like California where you can like survive and breathe down there? I do hear it gets hot down there pretty often. I mean, Atlanta was hot too, but that's a humid heat. Yeah, Pennsylvania's like that too. It's very wet air, so you can't really. The summer's pretty awful, honestly. Yeah, but the ocean, yeah, makes sense. Up here, we're surrounded by trees and ponds and creeks, especially trees. A lot of trees, so moisture has nowhere to really be captured. Speaking of captured, I'm curious. I haven't been on here in a while. The discussion board. Oftentimes, you see people complaining about things that aren't working correctly. I went here last time when they were having the problem with the mods deleting themselves. I believe it is this one. Yeah, list of broken things, and people would just list the things that they see broken, but I haven't checked in a while, so I'm out of date. Oh, but yesterday, I actually, or was it this morning? No, it was this morning. Yes, this morning, I became an affiliate, so I have to like do a whole bunch of signing with Twitch before I do anything else, but it was my confirmation this morning that I became an affiliate. Before I do anything, well, before I did anything, I started drawing some emotes, like hand drawing the emotes myself, and because I wanted the first time to be special, so I kind of wanted to draw my own emotes before I do anything else. I told Biscotti last time he was here I was gonna draw just a creepy emote. That was my first one I'm gonna do. So I was in Photoshop today. I made like a nice little stare emote, like one eyeball just smiling at you, but he's just staring at you like a really creepy looking face. Trying to make him resemble my hair. I do have like a little widow's peak in the middle, but I sometimes shave it. But really nice look. Creepy though. I don't want to stare at it for too long, if I'm being honest. Also, on my spare time as well, I was making a Discord. I was making a Discord, just testing everything out and see how everything works. I have yet to release rules and stuff, but I think the rules are kind of from like they're pretty standard. You don't want too much stuff written on here. I mean, you know the rules, I guess. So I guess I could for now. It's mostly set up, I guess, to be like a test run. I'm gonna, why not? I'll post a link. I mean, let's see. There we go. I'm gonna update the about page and just post this on there as well. I'm at it right now. Let me do that. This, and while I'm here, actually, let me update the command for Nightbot as well. So that way when I type in Discord, it pops up. And let me get my passive aggressive Nightbot ready. And just paste the link. And good. Now if you type in exclamation point Discord, it should pop up now. Let me try it. Yeah, okay, there it is. That's the link for the new Discord now. I do still have to test it out. I wasn't sure. I kind of made my brother test it out. Why he's the only one there. He's the tester that I used. But I believe everyone should come here when they join, like he did. So nice. And I'm going to update this on my thing now. Where is me? It's muted. I want to watch myself. You. I'll do that later. But that's the command. For today. For today, this Scotty gave me some ideas. Like yesterday. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I left off on Sunday. I came back to the city. It was full of traffic in this area. Just this area because the parking lot was so much. And I also want to move this somewhere else. I want to make a completely different area and maybe completely redesign this spot. The redesigning can come later, but for now I might need more parking lots because I didn't think it would be this full, to be honest. It got full really fast. Because of that, it's making a whole bunch of traffic. I don't think I saved anything left off. Yeah, I don't think I did. I did let these guys go through just to ease the traffic from making more stress in here. I did do this. But I have to put more parking in here because, well, maybe it's this that's causing the traffic. It might be this causing the traffic. I might have to move this because they're all looking for a parking spot. Maybe it's just all the stores. It might just be all the stores. I'm gonna move all the stores around just to make more space. I'm most likely gonna. I might delete this. I'm gonna put more parking lots along here. I guess the entrance actually be right over here. I might. I'd rather not use large parking lots though. They're kind of a little too large. Medium ones here. Make it shorter. The goal with the concerts, I think I'm going to put it near the water. Not the water, but maybe over here by the bridge. Maybe by this pier. I might put the concerts. I might bring it over here. I might bring it over here. Just to move it. Or I could put it over here. I wouldn't be bad about putting it here. It's... I can't lie about each spot, to be honest. I don't know where I would put it. Somewhere nice, I would like to put the con. But away from civilization, I guess this is too close because the noise radius is kind of large. It's really large. I mean, it doesn't really touch anything, but it would be a little bit a waste of space, so I put it in here. I'd rather put like houses in here than put that thing there. So I might bring this away from civilization. Maybe I think over here might be a good spot, like by the water. Make like a little entertainment park over here. I think that'd be nice. I might put a quay wall around here as well. Or I even could do something about this. Island amusement park. It is small. I'll give it that. There are houses here though. I might not want to put a concert. I would like to put a concert by an amusement park, but I think the parking lot would be too full. Like it's already full now, so I probably shouldn't. But let me move this. I want to see if the traffic will lighten up if I move this. Let's let's put it somewhere away, somewhere by the train, somewhere that's a little bit closer to where's the train? It's up here. I'm gonna put it right here for now. Just rest it there for now. They'll take the train if they have to. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Maybe. No, not there. And I'm gonna fix this traffic. I'm going to put more parking here. Didn't think parking would be that much of a problem. Uneven, but it'll bother me soon. All the way to the end. Now, the trucks. I don't want to make this entire area a pedestrian zone. I kind of want the trucks to go into. Every time you see me scrolling out, like jittering like that, my scroll wheel is kind of broken, so I keep telling myself to buy a new mouse. But I'm like, but the mouse isn't broken, just the scroll wheel. So why would I replace the mouse? I have a broke boy mentality, so I tend to not fix my things unless it's really needed. And this is one of those things that's not really needed. I can live without it. I can live with it. That's good. Like, do you know the people from past experience, like from a past school, or we're all going to school together? That's kind of nice. Have that kind of experience. Most of the time, like me, I went to school in Pennsylvania, so I didn't have too much. Well, no, I had no friends when I went to New York City. I mean, I lived in New York City before. I went to school in New York City for half until my 7th grade, and then that's when I came to Pennsylvania to meet a whole bunch of new people there, and the atmosphere was completely different. I mean, that's good as long as you know someone. I think that's a good plus. There will be times when they find someone else to talk to, like they get meet new people, and you'll be alone. I am talking like a depressed person right now, but there will be times when that happens. Like the what's it called? There's like an effect. I don't know what the effect is called, but I've got more. Well, no, you have that one friend, and then you find somebody new, but they're alone. They're all with someone else. It's like that can happen. Yeah, that's also good. That's the good part. You get to expand and the friends you make. You make new connections with people. Then there will be always got to be careful about friend groups in the future. Friend groups can always be. You always get that mean girl friend group. Uh, but it's good. It's nice to meet people. There are times when it may not be as fun as you would think, but there are more positives than negatives, I would say, in terms of communication. Like me, for instance, I am very docile when it comes to people. I say docile a lot. That's harmless. The other person's the mean girl. uh, I mean, there are times when mean girling can be a positive thing, and there are times when it can't be a good thing. It'll be a hierarchy that you sometimes don't want. What's with this traffic? But really awful in here. Oh, well, that's a different story then. If you're at a small school, then and if you're forced to meet new people, hopefully, when I always like me, when I, for example, I moved into Pennsylvania half of my seventh grade, so I met people. In New York City, there was it's schools that are placed in. I don't know how it is with Texas, but it is like the elementary school, then middle school, then high school. I went to. It was very different. My middle school was first through fifth grade, and then I had intermediate school, which is sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, and then high school, which is the 9 through 12. I went between seventh grade, and everyone already knew each other by then, so kind of hard to do it. Then I was like the only black kid in school because I moved to a completely different area from New York City to Pennsylvania, so I was like an anomaly at that school. It was fun. I'd like to meet new people. Yeah, that's how it is at most places. So eighth grade. And New York, it's split up like a lot. You have to meet new people like all the time. It was it wasn't really a good thing to be honest. We only had 3 years with each other and then gone. Like my little brother, for example, he started school in Pennsylvania, so he knows them literally from kindergarten till right now. He's in ninth grade, so he knows them. Been friends for the longest time. They're neighbors for the longest time. That was a good thing about that. But me and my brother, by the way, I have three brothers, by the way. Us, we're in the same boat. I would say he had it easier. Three sisters, and you're the only brother, I'm assuming. Three sisters. How would I survive with three sisters? Youngest sibling gang. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest by what 17 minutes. I'm a twin. That's why me and my brother were literally the same. The younger sibling. Is it true that the younger sibling gets treated better than the older siblings? Is that true? I always hear that statement. Well, the older one gets treated the worst, and then yeah, it is true. Yeah, they learn from experience. The parents will learn from their experience. They take advantage of that. The older one will always go wash the dishes, go back in the house, go do all the cleaning. Younger one, let me sit down and play my games. My parents won't stop me. That's how it always was. That makes sense too. That's also really fair, to be honest. I get that. For me, we're all boys. So we're all guys. My mom had no daughter. She has no one to go to the store with except for me because I'm literally her driver, even though she has a license. I drive her everywhere. Unwillingly, by the way. Like I'm right there in my bed. I wake up 6 o'clock. Mom walks in my room. Let's go to Marshalls today. I'm like Why? uh... uh, I can relate to an extent, but I'm the oldest, so my dad is the one that is different on me than everyone else. He always says, "You're the oldest, so you're like a king. So when I die, you do what I would want you to do." That's how he treats it. I'm guessing that's probably how it is for you, since you're the only guy in the family too, the only son. I know. I'm watching it. I'm carefully watching. I just placed this parking lot, so maybe they'd ease up a little because they all want to come here. I'm just sitting here watching them go to see if it eases up. It is pretty far. I'm going to ignore this for now. I can't ignore this for long. Oh, geez, I cannot ignore this at all. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can ignore this. You make a good point. The traffic is pretty bad. However, I have no plan to fix this. I think it'll settle out. I tend to do this a lot. It doesn't turn out good. Like my cargo. My cargo is... They're fine. But this building, I said it before, this building is always on fire. I don't know why it's on fire. So, it was on fire since Saturday. So I literally named it the literally fire shop. Actually, literally on fire shop. On. There we go. I don't know why it's on fire. I'm pretty sure it's bugs. I hope this bug stays, if I'm being honest. But this traffic problem, I want to see it through. And right now it's kind of clearing up, so I think it'll work out. As I say, but they all want to park somewhere and they can't find a parking spot. Parking is always, if you have realistic parking turn on, this can become a problem in the future. Usually in your cities, like in your main city, it'll become a problem, but it hasn't become a problem yet. We're all finding their parking good because I don't really have any parking lots in the city. That might be why they're jumbling back there, but I do have this one, but it's mainly used for the amusement park and this hotel on the side, but I think I did put a transit just to appease them, which is under here. It is used a lot. I'd rather this be an island platform, to be honest, but I already made it a diagonal, and I kind of don't want to fix it. I don't remember the degrees that it's at to curve like this. I mean, I could change it. But... You know what, now that I'm saying it, I might change it. Let me figure out the orientation of this. I'm using MOM, the Metro Overhaul mod. Metro Overhaul mod, I think is what it's called. I just call it MOM, shorter. What the mod does allows me to place different types stations, platforms. Oh, why? Thank you. My city. I strive for what my title says, perfection, and that is not happening right now. I could tell you because this traffic is really bad, but it'll fix itself out. It'll buff itself out. Okay, so what I did was rotation, I think. Yes, rotation. In this direction. Minus 30, minus 30. So I'm gonna erase this. I shouldn't have gone back. I'm gonna erase this. Because I don't want this to be a side, like dual island, not dual island, but platforms on the side. I want it to be a centered platform. Because centered platforms, let's speak from a real standpoint, it's cheaper to build. But realistically, it does support, theoretically, it's made for transferring traffic or the way the entrances on the outside of the tunnel is placed. Why isn't this? Oh my goodness! Okay, sometimes Mom does this. That's sounds weird. Mom does this a lot, where you place a station, but you gotta reapply the track just to make it work. So now it's an island. This is what I want. It looks a lot better with more people entering on the center platform. I prefer this look than the dual island. You kind of walk back. Yeah, this look is a lot better. Thank you. It's. Let's say your name. I'm gonna call you Galaxy. Your name looks like Galaxy. It's Galaxy. Hello, and thank you for the raid. Oh, I got it right. Perfect. This is my city. This city is called Canal City. I don't know the name of the city, to be honest. Oh yeah, I just started. It was just talking about family, my days, your day. But this is my city. It's Canal City. Now this one, it looks really small when you're up close, but when you zoom out, it's kind of large when you look at it. But the reason it's called Canal City, I never had a name the entire time until I built downtown. And this is the reason why I call it Canal City, because there's a canal going right through it. So it's kind of split up into different divisions. The downtown district is North Canal, South Canal, and there are different areas. I most likely, well, not most likely, I mostly make my cities just coming in a slope. That's what I would like to do. That's what I do. And the different areas are kind of spread out. I said doo-doo. And this traffic, I'm just watching this traffic. There used to be a concert here. I think the concert caused the traffic, but I'm not sure. It might be these stores now. Now I could clear traffic, but I want to see it through. I'm afraid to press this button, and I'm afraid that you just follow because if you didn't see my stream title, I am forced to do your bidding, which is exercise. I'm forced to exercise. And I will now exercise against my will. But thank you for the follow. Oh, and thanks for joining the Discord. Okay, what I do, for every follow. Oh no, it's fine. This is my exercise. I go on my just me screen. I'll do 10 squats and 10 push-ups. I did this on Saturday and Sunday, and not Saturday. Sunday and Monday. It was pretty bad. I'm gonna start with squats. So I'll teach you the right position of squats. Usually you want your legs close. Depends on the way you want it. Like maybe if I face forward. You wanna just come down, usually at a 90-degree angle, 90 degrees or 45 to 35 degree. Just to, but not really easy. Hands behind your back, or on. You can do this too. Usually you do. I'm gonna go behind. One. And push-ups. They're simple. You usually want to put your back straight up for a time. That's basically it. My plan is to become the strongest City Skylines player. That is eventually my goal that I have now made up. Oh yeah, but yeah. This is just a test Discord. I was testing it. Hello. Let me put in a little sticker. I do have all of these people. I always have all of these emotes from other people's streams. Let me see exactly how I'm feeling. Food. But I was going to add rules, but I didn't add them yet. I did add like a little synopsis. So this is the law of the land. Obey this and I shall not experience no tribulations. Usually what I was going to type was usually the welcome page, write stickers or write little chats. Introductions, I was gonna have, yeah, just tell me about yourself. Give a little synopsis about yourself. And announcements is when I would post, when I would go live and things like that. You're just chatting and just talk, post memes if you want to. I should make this not safe for work channel just in case. Your foods, show me your animals so I can judge them. And this one, just post photos of like things that you come across, like landscapes or cities or things like that, like anything really. And city talk. This is where you would come to discuss things that I hate. For example, let me start a discussion. Four-leaf clover exits. I can tell you right now, I hate these. They're awful. Four-leaf clovers, bad. Oh, my only pet is a goldfish. I have two fish. The goldfish. I'm gonna tell you about the story about this goldfish. I wish I had a picture of it. I would have posted it, but I don't have it right now. The goldfish is about 4 to 5 years old. It survived a war. The war being, have you ever seen an Oscar? Oscar fish? And this guy. This fish. This is an Oscar. They are, this question, are Oscar fish aggressive? Yes, they are. They will destroy anything that enters the tank. I've tried to feed this fish food. You know, you open the lid to just pour food in. That guy, he looks exactly like this actually in the Oscar that I had. He would sit there waiting for me to open it. He would look at outside the tank. You see him charging his fins and fly out of the tank. He literally jumped out of the tank just to get the food and landed on the floor. So yes, it is aggressive. I'm curious what they say. Doesn't answer my question. They are aggressive, really aggressive. So you could feed them literal goldfish. Is what the person told me where I got the fish from. He said sometimes I feed them goldfish. You watch them run around, struggle. It was pretty bad how he said it. So so that's what we did. We got 10 goldfish. The goldfish that I have now is the only survivor from the Oscar. The Oscar never attacked it. He just was chill with it. It's like they were communicating on different wavelengths or something, but they were fine together. They had nothing to. Well, they weren't mad at each other until the Oscar died. The goldfish was by himself in the tank. He was mourning his death. And it looked just like this. It was pretty large. He was like maybe this big and this tall. And the Oscar was huge. Sadly, he died. I don't know how he died. Like I think he died from some kind of disease. But the goldfish survived. Goldfish is really big. He was like, when we got him, he was like maybe this small by this small. Now he's like this tall and this long. Probably, yeah, my hand span. He's probably that long. But the goldfish is alive and well. We also have another fish. I don't know what it's called. It has like these long antennas or whisker things. I'll post a picture of it, maybe. Post a picture of it. When you said you've introduced yourself. Bob. 2 cats and a dog. I'm more of a cat person. I have you beat. I have you beat in the time of City Skylines. But me, I've been playing City Skylines. Yeah, around 2019. Yeah, around 2019. Like probably like toward the end of 2019 or summer, maybe. Summer, I think. Yeah, I mostly play a lot of games. Like the games you'll see, usually I'll put on my Steam sometimes. Like right here I have 7,400 hours. When I played the first games I actually played was 60 seconds. The game where you have to survive an atomic apocalypse and help your family survive. Yeah, 7K hours. And of course, Among Us, which was free. Boogeyman. I played these games. Oops. I played these games back in my childhood, and he put it on Steam, so I was like, ooh. City Skylines. Played through this before, I'm not playing it again. This was back in what, 2018? Yeah, 2018. I last played it, yeah. That was when it came out. Played this game. This was a mobile game. Not really good on PC. I'll just say that. It's free, but it's not good on PC. I played this game for Xbox when it came out for Xbox. I have all the FNAFs, yes. I bought the pack. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't touched this game once. It says I played this. I've never played this. My brother played this. I'm too scared to play this game. I'm scared to play all, especially 4. I don't go anywhere near this. This is terrifying. I'll play it one day. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe when I have the courage to play this game. You know, maybe like, should I do it in October when the movie comes out? Might die. In real life, I'm terrible at horror games. The first horror game I played was SCP Containment Breach. And that's mainly one enemy in the game, which is, I don't know if you play the game, but it's SCP-173. I hate that guy. I can't play it. I really can't do horror games, man. I mean, I'll play it. I can't do it by myself. I'll tell you that now. Like this game, single player game, no, I'd be dead. I'd be screaming my pants. I would literally not face the screen. I'd be like this, facing sideways, my legs up like this, and doing this repeatedly. I'd be doing that the entire time. uh, that's true. Yeah, games like Resident Evil, things like I could play Resident Evil. I could play any story game. I don't really get scared. I played this game. This is a light novel. This is such a long game. I never even finished it. Even though I'm 12 hours in, I'm literally not even half of the game. Ignore the pictures in the bottom, by the way. I played Geometry Dash. Kind of excited for the next update, which is when? Yeah, I said ignore that picture, by the way, but it's a light novel. Just Shapes and Beats. This was probably my favorite kind of music rhythm game. I really like this game. Next to Geometry Dash, anyway, but this game is great. I'd play it. I can't have a VOD because I'm pretty sure the entire thing's has copyright music, so I can't have a VOD of this game. If I play this, it has to be a one-time thing. Same thing with Geometry Dash, I think. Oxygen Not Included is my second longest game that I've played. This is a game that I played before City Skylines, before I got into City Skylines. I personally love this game. I've modded this game to oblivion. Yeah, this game, I was thinking about streaming this game one day. We uploaded, did the other one break? It must have broken. This one might have broken. Yeah. I'll look at that again. Oh, no problem. Eat your food. This is a kid's game. Gemma Sam. This game came out when? 2003? I've literally played this when I was a kid. I don't know why I have it on Steam. Then Plague Inc., the casual game. Holly Bridge. I've actually never finished this game. Maybe I'll play this game one day, but I'll be ashamed if I get everything wrong and I destroy every bridge because I'm an architect major, and I'll be embarrassed live on stream. Scribble It. It's pretty much like a. You ever play Gartic Phone? Or what's the other game? The other online game similar to that. Sonic CD. I've never played it. I've literally played 2 minutes of it. Apparently. Yeah, I've never finished this game, even though I'm an architect major. I can get through World 1 easy. World 2, I think I got through. World 3, I think I'm stuck in World 3 if I'm being honest. Or was it World 7? I don't remember. I haven't touched this game, yeah, since 2021. It's been 2 years since I played this game. Terraria. I played 15 minutes. I didn't read the instructions to this game. I have no idea how to play this game. Maybe I'll play it one day. Maybe I will, just to understand it. Yeah, that's all I did. I chopped down a tree and I stopped playing. Ultimate Custom Night. You'd find me dead in a corner playing this game. Colossal Box, one of those high-speed cube games where you move around, and Yu-Gi-Oh! I haven't played this game at all. Apparently I played... No! This 5.6 hours was the time it took to launch this game. That's how long it took, because I don't know what was up, but I didn't even get into this game. Those are the simple games. I do have some PC games. I play like Minecraft and things like that, but those are the casual games that I would play. Oh, ooh, the traffic came back. I wasn't. Oh my gosh, it fixed itself. Yeah, just like that. I was prepared for this day. The traffic would fix itself. No need to worry anymore. All that talking. Traffic's gone. What is it back? 76? Perfect. 76. Nothing's wrong now. And that's the normal traffic. 76. That's the right amount of traffic that I should be seeing. All these roads are. Oh, actually, let me talk about. Let me finish the Discord. I forgot about that. Um, I don't know if you could see this. It does say limited. It has a lock on it. I don't know if you could press it at all. I can because I'm the host, but the goal for this one is just a chat room. Just talking there, I guess, if you wanted to. Offline room is a room that I'd probably be in. I tend to play this game a little bit off stream, just placing signs. So I might just be in that room, just placing signs, if you see me there. Game suggestions. Any game you want me to see play, or things like that. Or clips, or YouTube videos, or VODs. I put the VODs in here, because Twitch will only allow for 14 days. I'll put the VODs in here. And this one, these are special. Submit your cities. I want to see your cities. I want to play with your cities. Maybe one day out of the week I'll play with your cities. So vanilla maps and your modded maps be separately listed. And just pictures of your city. Why did I word it like that? Your city pics. So I'm asking for nudes. Or if you have questions about mods, I can help you if you can. And just if you want to display assets that I can use or anyone else can use, you can put it in here. Yeah, Discord. Just a command. My Nightbot's a little sassy. And just art. I want to post art. Just art stuff. I made this just today. The rules are they're not there. That's what I was going to put. As long as there's no anarchy, I'm good. That's not all I was gonna write, but that's what's there for now. Completely vanilla. I remember those days. Days of vanilla were the days of my young life that was not taken away from this game. No, it was actually vanilla is how I started. Yeah, the mods will ruin your day, honestly. They will ruin your experience playing this game. You need to play vanilla first before mods. Because then yeah, you see things like this and then it's like, how do I get there? But you can't get there until you've played vanilla enough. The DLCs, there are some DLCs that you really don't need. Like the Natural Disaster. That's a good one that really don't need. It comes with nice buildings, yes. Like the all the radio towers or the earthquake sensors and the tsunamis. Plazas and Promenade. It is a good one to get. It's a good one to get. It comes with the nice building, the nice wall-to-wall buildings. You got these are all office buildings. Commercial buildings on the side. Yeah, local cities, they are nice. I don't have too many. I should have more, but I don't have too many. Wall-to-wall buildings are nice. The financial district also has wall-to-wall buildings as well. All wall-to-wall. However, it's more of a minor thing. I don't play the game for this, the stocks. I play it just for the buildings, to be honest. The buildings look nice, so I just play for that. The Green Cities. Green Cities, I think, is one of the good mods, not mods, DLCs to get. This one is Green Cities comes with some nice houses, both small houses or the taller ones, taller houses, which are nicely designed compared to standard vanilla houses. Oh yes, you can manipulate the stock market like a lot. Like say manage investment. Let's see. I do have industry. So what I can do, the cheats, is decrease the budget for industry, make it cheap, and make this incredibly cheap. And then the stocks would just completely plummet. You buy it when it's cheap and then shoot the thing all the way up and you're rich. The factory building next to the healthcare. Healthcare. This building? Oh wait, this building. This FedEx Forum? This is an asset. Button. Button. Next to healthcare. Healthcare. Where is the healthcare? Oh wait, you mean the healthcare button? I must be blind. Where's the health? This one. I haven't pressed that button. Oh my goodness, it gave me hits. Wait, in the bottom. Wait, healthcare. Wait, you mean this? Wait, I don't know which building you're talking about. Wait, you mean this one? At the bottom of the screen. Oh, the factory. Oh, this is the industry. The industry update. The industry DLC. Industries is a good one to get, too. Industries might be the best one, if I'm being honest. Minus these assets. These aren't part of it. Only these ones you'll see. These warehouses. The facilities. All these facilities are DLC. The industry DLC, you come with the post office. Or that's these two. Go with farming. Forestry, farming, ore, oil. Like, all of this is from the base game. And fishing. Fishing is from Sunset Harbor. So that's it is an industry, but it's from Sunset Harbor. But industry is a nice one. You can place large farms, forestry. It is kind of broken right now because, as you see, everything's turned off. They have like this weird bug right now where the trucks and things don't go inside of their stations correctly. They kind of break physics. Over here, I actually never showcased this yet. This is my industry area. I made a large, just one large industry. So I don't have to build another one. It comes with all the factories. The factories are here. And using some of the new pack from the industry pack. All of these newer industrial buildings, which I really like. These buildings are quite nice looking. You got solar panels and roofs on the top. These are all props from different trains. I just place them down. I've seen many creators just go nuts with props and procedural objects. The perfect example is the creator, I believe it is, yes, Eclipse Chris. I don't know how he does it, but everything he builds is the definition of, I don't even know what to say. It's just too much. Yeah, I guess I always like to have a nice port for ships to come by. Here's the fishing industry. It is used, yes. Fishing is one of those things where I think of it as I don't need it, I just want it there. It's not a necessity, really. This road is broken. That's just my 7,000 hours talking. This traffic, where's this traffic coming from? Or where's this traffic going? Let me see if I can find a bug. Usually the bugs happen on buildings like these, but it's not happening yet. Not happening. Usually when I show something, it doesn't want to show itself. Bug is not happening at all. What would happen? I guess I can show. A truck would drive in here, but will be stuck in an infinite loop and kind of back traffic up to a point beyond repair. Oh, and this building is perpetually on fire. This is a bug, and I'm not sure what the problem is. I kept it though. Nice bug. Have a good night. At 1 a.m. or 1 a.m. I'd be dead asleep. No problem. Actually, speaking of music, so let's go with downtown. Downtown's a vibe. Oh, but no problem. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for the raid as well. Have a good night. Now the city, the rest of the city needs people. Now I did say I was going to move building. Traffic, I really hope traffic doesn't get to a point beyond turn. But everything is good now. The intersection is good. I prefer straight lanes, straight through and straight through. All turns will be made on this road. I should make it 2 lanes, just to make it a little fair. However, I did put the parking tool downs already, but well, you know what? I don't mind that. I'm gonna make it 2 lanes because I feel like eventually this will back up to a point where traffic will become a problem. No. I'm just gonna do this. Be a little strange, a little iffy. Just do that. Simple interchange, nothing. Well, not really interchange, more of a exit. Or what I didn't want was take apart the entire. I didn't want the entire only lane to be taken away. Just a portion, just off of the side road. Enter off into 2 lanes, which is always, I think, 2 lanes is always better than one in terms of an exit ramp. We'll have a stop sign. Does have one. Okay. That way it's a little more fair, if you know what I mean. This one can be 1 lane. I don't think too many people would come here. They would most likely go straight anyway, so this one is kind of pointless. If anything, if I were me, I'd make us turn just left. Right turn is unnecessary here. I think just a left turn is fine. Now, I think I can leave you and let you go. I think I can. I'm gonna come back to that. Not now, future. I'm gonna build housing. Housing is a main priority. Industry was a priority, but thinking of industry, I don't see any trucks. I'm not going to turn this on. I'm afraid to turn this on. I'm really afraid to know. Same thing with this one. Let's actually build this area. I haven't touched this area in a while. In a hot minute, to be honest. I really like this area. What it has. Train capacity, though. I fear that one time in the future, the capacity for trains might be not enough. I'm going to try to leave this area as... What's the word? It starts with a D, but not decadent, but... Dormant is not really the right word, but it's kind of the word that I'm going for. Leave it a little... like a little quiet space. Quiet office space. Housing is over here. I could expand the housing a little bit further beyond. Now there is a beehive farm right there. This could be a park. Park specifically located right here with the beehives. I could have this road connect a little bit further down, or just this road. This would be a stop sign. Trains shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. You know, this one might have to go above, to be honest. This clearance is lower. It gives me the opportunity to go bridge. Actually, it kind of does. I'll do that when I'll do that after this. Because if I'll save it, I'll forget about it. Then lose my patience. Okay. Collision is on. Turn off collision. The command for that is star. It's a lot easier to do. I tend to use collision a lot, especially when I use network multi-tool to the maximum. That is my caveat to that. Now, housing. I did say the park will be in here. Did mention before, I'm gonna try to. I did say that earlier I said I wasn't gonna try to remove trees. In this case, I think trees. I'll remove trees. I'll place them back where it's needed. I think that's the, not terms of service, but that's the idea that I came up with afterwards. So here's what I'm gonna do. Housing here, this is a hill. It's a hill, but it's not bad of a hill. Now, in terms of hill, though, this is the one content creator pack that I do not like on hills. Retro. Retro on hills is kind of ugly. Because it leaves these large bases that are kind of hideous. Now, it could have a bridge coming across here, which I wouldn't be mad about. Maybe from this side. This is a different road. This is a grass road. Because I didn't want parking on this road. Parking is a little much. I could rather have a median, to be honest, than than the road I'm being on the grass being on the side. I'd rather have a median there. Medians just have a look of more decadence, more, well, less basic, if you know what I mean. Basic meaning a regular road. When it's in the middle, it just has more, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm using large words for no reason. It has more prosperity than any other road. Which I don't think that makes sense in that sentence, but it sounds nice in that sentence. This can be flats. However, I will use this road instead. Set it to ground so it keeps its same design. Make it run into here. And why not curve around? This would be a connection across instead of going all the way around. From my experience driving around in Pennsylvania, it gets annoying when one road is the only road you can take. So I tend to literally use that experience in real life. Pennsylvania is one of those places that I just don't like driving in because everyone is going the same place to get to somewhere because it's the only road to get to somewhere. So I try to avoid that when building a city. This can connect. I don't know why I didn't do that. It will be this ugly node, but ugly zoning. So this is a park. I'm gonna label it as a park. It is a little pit in the middle, and I could actually remove housing on this side. I don't want housing over here. I will replace the housing over here. Sorry for your houses. I'm sorry for your loss, but eminent domain. I'm your mayor. You do as I say. I'm in control of your life. That sounds terrible, but let's make the main entrance. Let's make it over here. It doesn't really matter where the main entrance is, to be honest. And this pit makes me want to put a pond. A natural pond. This pit will have to be deeper for a pond, but I want to put a pond there just because of the pit. In terms of park size, there can be 3 gates, one each end. I'm gonna put a park there. So make a well, not park, to make a pond. You just need your, what tool is this? Landscaping tool. Just grab this thing, this boy, level terrain, brush a little larger. This is 56. I could go a little bit deeper, which is this river, 47. Brush a little bit larger, and then decrease. And for your pond, I think extra landscaping tools also comes with water. I'm not sure if the base game comes with this because I haven't played that in a while. Decrease it to smallest amounts. So 0.1, press it, level it down. The water doesn't spill over to land. You don't want to see this because if you do this, flooding will happen. Just do it enough so where water doesn't spill over. It'll be fine. And just ignore this. Ignore the outside. You only want to focus on what's in here. Until in here starts leaking out, that's when you have a problem. So make it a little bit lower, not too high, because this portion does leak out a little bit, not too much. And this should be good. Water will eventually fill with the trees in there. And you just have a little pond. And with that pond, you can now make little assets for the pond, like these. You can use these now. Usually you don't use these by pier, but if you make a pond in your park, it's a nice little adventure stop. I go here all the time. If I lived right here, this park would be my home, realistically speaking. I'm gonna use a dirt path because dirt paths are superior. Paved paths, especially in a park. Have you ever been to Prospect Park? Dirt, one of my favorite paths. I'm going to make the paths come around the park. Now, in terms of building that wants to be in here, it cannot fit along a curve. So at some point, I'll make a straight line, maybe like right around here, just for maybe one building. I don't want more than one or anything like that. Just have, using this entire layouts. Wait, Dunkin' Donuts. Wait, Dunkin' Donuts, that's a nice name. Well, since it's autosave, perfect time. Time for my exercise. One follow equals my squats, my push-ups. My 10 squats and my 10 push-ups. But thank you for the follow, Dunkin' Donuts. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Oh, the older you get, more more your bones start to crack whenever you exercise. Me being 25, that probably doesn't say too much, but hey man, you are what you eat. I eat a lot of junk food. This path will wrap around. Let's make it sharp turn. I don't want houses on this road anyway, so why not just make it parallel to this road from a distance, not too close. And just come back. Maybe not right here. Well, why not? I don't see why not. This is the path for the park. Now, the building in the park. Different story. Chess? No. I would not leave my house to come to a park to play chess and get mad when I lose. I would go home feeling irritated that I lost to my neighbor. Would make fun of me every day, saying, "You suck at chess." Might be true in real life. Rather be in a playground than play chess. Trampoline park? I can't swim. If I bounce over this railing and I fall in that water, I'm dead. Real life. Now, what buildings assets will I put in here? There are certain like what is this? The carousel belongs to the amusement park, bouncy castle. Can't be mad at that. As a kid, even as an adult, I've never been in a bouncy house. Surprisingly, I've always found these places terrifying. You ever been in a I've been in a trampoline park. I don't like trampolines. The feeling of being in the air and landing in a place where I might break my neck. I have a fear of, not a fear of heights, but a fear of me not controlling where I'm able to land. And if I land incorrectly, it's a sad day for me. Once you do some kind of damage to your neck, ooh, Game over, man. I'll be paralyzed for life. I'm getting morbid right now. Cafe in the park. Usually, you wouldn't see cafes in a park. There are some booths that like old-timey parks would have, but they're usually abandoned, usually nothing would in there. Or they're used, say, in times of events that would take place in a park. Like some kind of fair is in the town, and the park is using an old booth to run its food stalls. You would usually see things like this, but normally, no. You wouldn't really see cafe in a park. I'm gonna clear these trees, because I will place different trees in this area, but I want to fill in this land with something more meaningful. Now, there is a pond in the middle, so you can never go wrong with a gazebo or two around the park, around the pond. And I do have some other assets that go around the pond, like this one. This is Park Pier. Now, pier isn't a pier, it's a lake or a pond. Pond. I'm gonna Park Pier, Pond Pier 2, but I don't mind placing these along the pier. Pond. Over here, feed some ducks. And let me just connect the path back just to this so we can connect. Guidelines, you're annoying. And something just like that. Do straighten my lines, however. I kind of didn't want that. It wants to be remain curved. So I'm going to put a node. I'm going to ignore that. Not an error of my concern. Eh, good enough. It was better than before. That's going to bother me. Yeah. And I think I can cover this land back. The pond, the park doesn't have to be too big. It doesn't really need much. In terms of being a park, it doesn't need too much. A park can be any size, really. That's an awful path. I would never ride a bike here. Well, maybe I would. It seems kind of fun, but let me bring this over here onto this pier over here. Maybe it'll fix itself out. Looking like this, but realistically, would I ever come back here to figure out what's wrong with this path? No. Here now, so I'm doing it now. I think good now. This is good now. Filling these with these spaces so they don't sink in the ground. And I think that's good. That being done, now you can add your trees. Specifically, a different type of tree. My collision is on. Turn it off. And just kind of fill in the land. And bang. Park is done. Nice little park. Nothing out of the ordinary. Place you can go when your house is right here. Same thing over here, but your houses have not spawned. Irritating as that may be, why didn't your house spawn? You have a school right there. You don't have a school. I lied. There's a school down here. A library here. You don't have a medical, fire, police, medical. You have all that. Okay. I'm gonna bring this library down here instead. That'll fix the problem. Let me replace this area with housing instead. Maybe the houses will spawn. Yeah, okay, good. Usually, they don't spawn because of libraries, but I want to turn collision back on. Off. I can't tell the difference, to be honest. My bird lights up. This anarchy bird lights up different color when my collision's... I think it's on. Yeah. Collision's on. When it's dark, when it's dimmed, it's off. So I can place trees in anywhere I want. I guess that's how I could tell. So right now collision's on. My bird is a little dim. Let me get rid of these trees over here as well. Yeah, I like this downtown song. It's a nice mix. Now, this road. In terms of its destination, I really have no idea where it's going. This was a road that was just placed on a whim. Now, it could connect to here, come straight down, like wiggle its way down. Maybe like... This is curves. Oh jeez, I screwed myself making this curves. But maybe like right off this tip of this curve, they can come down, wiggle around from this side or this side, come across down to there. One of those country roads that don't really have a purpose, they're just there. Maybe even rail crossing here and connects to this road. I don't want too many houses beyond this road. There may be some, like maybe up here. Well, ooh, that's why not? I don't see why not. But for the rest of the housing, I'm gonna focus over here as well. This portion is like Broadway in Manhattan. Eventually, the road will meet. Oh, there's a station here that I left in place because that is where a station will be. This station is one track, so it's a small train. 73, 200 cars, 200 people per line. I might make this more. I might make it 4, depending on how many people live here. This is a station. This is more. More seems a little boring. More seems a little boring. This is water spot, like, but I can't think of the name. Not now, anyway. But these are where 3 different towns meet. I would call it tri-state, but that sounds more like a city than anything else. Now, this can be a border from these trees. This road can swivel between here, these little small hills. I could make these hills taller just to make it represent something else, but what I'm gonna do is stand right here and just between these. Oh, let me come from this side. This side will be a little bit easier. Back. Right there. Right into the road. Just run right into it. No grid. No grid needed for countryside. It's really not. I'm thinking of large words and I can't think of the meaning. Not the meaning, but the right word. Think of a wrong synonym. I was gonna say orthopedic, but the right word I'm gonna use? Non-orthopedic? No, that's not the right word. It's not known, I guess. Not known is what I mean to say, but unheard of, unprecedented. To have a grid in your country. That seems a little weird. My personal opinion. But that's where those will connect. This one will end here. Why not have one just... That seems a little stupid. But hey, I like stupid. This node can disappear. Fix this, you just use your move it tool. Just drag it. Get rid of that little mark. Bring this back. Now this node is close. Erasing it might cause me a problem? Might. But I'll do it anyway. Yeah, it did, but it's not a problem that I can't get around. Let's place a road right down here. And right here. Why? No, maybe not. No. Not to do that. Now, I said this area was going to be a little office area. There are some office buildings that I like. Woodlog Architects, Register Office, City Office Building. But the kind of building, I don't want any offices that are too big. I want those to be low-rise offices, really. Don't have many office buildings that are small. The ones that are small are vanilla, but I try not to use vanilla office buildings, if I'm being honest. I do have these, but they're a little... They are small, yes, but... Like this one. Something like this, but this one looks like it belongs... This is kind of a historic-looking area, if I'm being honest. This area looks more like a government building, honestly. It looks like a government area that's secluded away from the city. Take the train to get here, you can take the highway to get here. Let's try to use government buildings. Government-looking buildings. I believe the European pack has a lot of those. These, like City Hall. Now, City Hall is a building that I would not put in here. I could put it. I wouldn't be opposed, actually, to put it here. However, this can't be called City Hall. It has to be a different building. It has to be something else. City Hall just doesn't seem right. I'm gonna move this concert somewhere further away from this area. Let's put it put it there for now. It'll move later. I'll just rest it there for now. Now this cannot be called City Hall. The area that it's in cannot be considered City Hall because the city's over there. Office building wise, I'm going to leave it because I like the way it looks in this area. Something kind of a castle look. I don't want that. Same can be said here. What is this building? The cathedral. Church? Church? In an office district? Eh. No. This is Amsterdam Palace. Okay, fits in here. Pretty well, fits. I've never been to the UK before, or any European country, so don't arrest me if these are in pretty bad spots. I'm gonna put these three. These are gonna be like the big three. Government office, City Hall, Amsterdam Palace. Maybe City Hall, government offices could be facing this way. But I like the way it looks coming forward. I could bring this over here as well, just to make the fit look better. Three buildings facing this way. I'll bring these closer. They won't be symmetrical, but I'd rather have them closer. If anything, I could just put a little park here, or just fill the area in a little bit, not too much, with some office buildings. Maybe not. Could use this one, but no. You have the generic office building, but this one is kind of tall. What it does, I could be in the back. I don't think it would interfere with anything if it were in the back. I could use this empty space for like a park area for people to eat food when they leave the office. So I could put that right in the middle, which I think that'll be the play. Because New York City has a lot of those. If you go to downtown Manhattan, downtown Manhattan is a maze because that was where Manhattan was discovered in downtown Manhattan. That's where people sailed to first. The reason it was a maze is because it fended off enemies from entering the city, so it kind of made them lost to the area. But downtown Manhattan, it's nothing like the grid. It's completely different from the grid of Midtown Manhattan or Uptown Manhattan. The only road that's split down Manhattan all the way from north to south is Broadway. Broadway does not follow the grid whatsoever. It will always go in the completely wrong direction. I could place this park. I could place the fountain park. This one does have a little bump, but I won't notice it if I turn off contour lines. I mean, I might notice it, but I'm not going to look too in depth with it. I could lower this down, to be honest. Only equal on this height, so lower down by like three page downs, 4 page downs. My unit of measurement. I don't have props to place in here. So what I might do, I might take a little bit of the space as well, just to put some form of eatery area in here, like one of these plazas and promenade buildings that I could put in the middle, put something else on the side, like using some of the props. So, like the food truck, piece of size. Food truck is on grass, however. I can turn off grass, but I kind of like the way the grass looks in, not areas over here, but like areas in a wooded area. I kind of like the grass. And I don't think decals will go over grass. Oh, they do. I wrong. I can put decals. Okay. I've never been good one to put down decals in a nice orientation. I'm gonna take these two, for example. Just take these and copy them so it makes it a little bit easier. Just a little bit, not substantially. But just now, okay. I could have been smarter and used the correct decal that matched the entire area, but me being me, I went with sandstone. Why? Good question. Now, me also being me is that I could have taken the other the other things to make it a little bit easier of placing these down, but hey, life's complicated sometimes. Make things complicated on purpose. Now, bring it inward. I don't want them people to be facing the road, so pull this inward. Get a different truck. Let's get a let's use this truck is just a food truck. Yeah, face it inward. You want it facing outward. One of these things. What is that? Ice cream? Ice cream thing? Only need one. Office workers don't move much. They are pretty sedentary. Like me. Just to let you know, being sedentary is not good. You should get up and move around when you can. Being sedentary is an increased risk of heart attack, high blood pressure. What else? Everything bad that for your heart. Being sedentary is one of those things. If you work a 9 to 5, sitting an office job, it's always nice to get up and walk around. Hence why I have these little follow things right here that say, if you follow, I will do push-ups and squats, just so I move around, so I'm not too sedentary all the time. Oh, the concert. Okay. The concert, I did move it just now, because Biscotti gave me a good idea for concerts. It was in this area, originally. Traffic got so bad, to the point where I had to move the building, but I want to put the concert in an area that I think would work. I did a little bit more research on concerts. I think I would want it placed over here. You know what? Why not? Just for you, Sapie, I'm gonna build a concert right after I figure out these office buildings placements. I'm gonna build a new concert area. If you follow and unfollow, okay, this happened twice. I will not do them. Because I died last time I did that. Because specifically, 2 people, and they know who they are, did that for trolling. Just for fun. I mean, it was fun, yes. But I won't do it again. These small office buildings, I wouldn't mind. These small ones are pretty nice. They are a little small. They won't fit in here. This one, they could fit here, but I kind of like having a little gap of space. I could put them behind this building. But behind here, just one on the other side. They don't fit horizontally, but vertically. But now in terms of office, I really don't have that much office building space. I do have this building. I guess everything around it can be some kind of extra, like parking. I didn't think about that, so I guess everywhere can be parking. The available space. I do have this post office, but it's pretty large. Yeah, pretty large. And I think that's for the most part what I want to do for this area. Like nothing too big of a parking space. Not parking space, office space. Buildings are nice. This one might be a little too modern for this area, if I'm being honest. It's a little too good looking for what it does. This one doesn't match the appeal that I'm going for. None of these really fit the appeal. I could use these. This is the community center. Community center. Who knows? I wouldn't mind a data mining agency. Could go right over here. These offices need their servers. I think I don't want to put that anywhere near over here because these buildings are a little too old looking, and this building is a little much. That is my goal, to become the strongest City Skylines player. The strongest City Skylines player is, I don't know. I've never really seen anyone. I don't know if what they look like when they exercise. Eco building work as well. Eco, I'm not mad about. I could put that somewhere. I kind of don't want to block this view. So I want to keep this road blank. I just want to put that over here. If I could, let's put it right here. I'll fill in this area later, but I think that's all the buildings I'll put over here. For now. These buildings might change, might move somewhere else, but I think that's all I want to do for now. Let's figure out the concert. Using this road, this one will span across to this area. Leaving a little port. Now, ports, I'm going to keep the quays. I'm going to bring a quay wall all the way across. However, I could make it resemble a beach look, but this isn't really a beach. It's more of an... I wouldn't go to a beach and look across and see a giant boat on the other side. That's not a good look, so I'm going to put a quay. Kind of quay? Who knows? One that can hold up my legs. Like, this one is fine. All the way across the edge. Here. Across. Now, this comes up, but it's mostly about this portion. This is the one portion I care about. Down right there. Now, concert can be across here. Any orientation, I wouldn't mind the concert being. I am going to level these out so they match the same height as the roads. Not too out of place looking. This is really hilly. I kind of don't want hills. I'm going to flatten this land out. Against my morals to flatten out land when I'm not supposed to. I'd rather have flat land when building things like a concert. You want to prevent any tramplings in a concert, so you don't really want hills. Hills are a bad sign, honestly. Taking this road. So we'll make this road the concert road. All the way down to the concert. Now, size of this road. I think does matter. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. One lane is a little bit too small. Beyond this point, it'll be too small. 2 lanes divided. Collision is on. Okay. I meant. Have this come across. Come across. Elevated. Let the ground and continue to go. Where it's going though? Not too close. So maybe from here. A little further back. Here, at this grid line from points way back, right about there. Taking the space on the inside. Taking the inside land. Concert now has a lot more space to thrive in. Like this road, so some form of travel while I'm building this. Now let me grab the concert again. It won't be placed on this road. I'll put another road in here. But what I see, concerts do not like to connect to pedestrian roads. I mean, they can, but some buildings can't. I'm going to use pedestrian roads, but not really pedestrian roads. You know what I mean? Contemporary pedestrian street is a road by urbanists. Urbanist. It is a one-way, however. But I think it'll get the job done in terms of looks. In terms of looks, I think it'll get it done. This is a placeholder for now, but this concert will be placed on the outside. Right by, maybe not by the water, maybe on the inside. Facing this way, facing inward. Everything is facing water over there. Center it. Taking the other building. This building, I know for a fact, cannot connect to pedestrian roads. I'm going to take this building. Bring it all the way over here. In terms of it being next door, don't think it will be next door. It's a little much. Maybe it could have its own booth on the side, so maybe... like here. Have its little own connection corner. Now, what I want in the middle will vary. I'm not sure what will be in the middle between these portions, but I was told that they often do times have bars in these areas, so I think the only thing that has bars are leisures. However, I'm going to manually place them because I don't want the leisure to spawn. I don't want to make a whole district just to spawn leisure in. I'm going to place them down myself. Place down the bars. Putting this there. The train could be here, which is rather perfect compared to the other spot. Had no train connection. Take up a lot more space than I thought. So bring it in by one. Pedestrian. Luckily, this isn't one of them pedestrian roads. Else that would have been a problem. But size-wise, the land is good. Parking is next. Parking can be in the backside. Since the train is here, I'll put parking for the train as well. So I think that'll be the spot. This does have to be straight. However, I cannot put a station that's... I mean, I could put a curved station, but I'll have to do a little bit more work if I do that. The bars around, and the park around as well. In terms of park, let's go with the standard park. I already have an amusement park, and I don't think I would want an amusement park over here by the shipping. I think this hill is... How is there a hill? I guess it's fine. This hill isn't too steep, so I guess it's... Now, what did I say I was going to do? Completely forgot. What did I say I was going to do? That's right. Bars. Leisure. The leisures have the bars. They are vanilla. Is a thing that'll get to me. I actually don't mind the vanilla bars if I can find them. They all really small? They're not small. I want a game station. No, I don't want this to... Are these the bars? Or is it leisure? Is it this one? Oh, it's this one. Ew. Now, these are a little too much. I wish I had more, something smaller, something like a little patio. Yeah, something like this, something smaller like this. However, that might be too small. Another something 4x4 instead of 2x2. I guess this is the closest thing, but I'd rather it be one floor. One floor tall. Let me see if I have any just regular buildings, something that'll fit the dynamic that I'm looking for. Something but nicer. The sky bar, actually. I know that is under here. The sky bar is actually one that just came to my head. It is one of the college DLC. Not college DLC, but the college creator pack. Like things like the Olive Garden, or what is it? Yeah, it's Olive Garden. Where is it? Things like this one. Yeah, I don't mind these. That's the Italian store. Where's the bar? I must be blind. Not that. Cafe. I know there's a bar in here. There it is. That bar. Now, in terms of its placements, let's place it along this road. Because the concert is here. Now, I don't want it too close. Just a little bit of a distance away. I can continue the design of the college buildings, because the college buildings do look nice. Also, some of the shopping malls, restaurants, I don't know what's a shell, but shopping areas do look like bars as well. Like this one. This one is actually a perfect example of that. This one is just the same thing, just different color. It is. Yeah, so these are quite perfect as well. Same thing with the cafes. Do I want them on this side facing this one? Maybe not, but I actually don't think it's too bad of an idea. Not too bad. In terms of what kind of cafe it is, I have no idea, but there's 3 of them. Why? I don't know. Going along here, they're different brick. That's why. I do wish they were larger, but there isn't much I can do about that. This one is kind of tall, but not too tall. Just enough heights. Is well, let's. I could go for a standard commercial, so like a Shake Shack or Shake It. Oh, Shake Shack's right here. However, I don't want to use Shake Shack. This one is also a bar as well. I don't think it's the same as Sky Bar. Something different. I could place that. It is Sky Bar. I lied. I could place that here. It looks different though. Starbucks. I didn't even know I had a Starbucks this big. Place it on this road. Let's face it this way. But I think just small buildings will work alongside this concert building. Nothing too big, nothing out of the ordinary, something just like casual buildings, like just simple building placements. I don't know what this is, but disappear when I click them, so that might be a little too much. Like just a regular store, I just placed 2 of them by accident. Sushi. I'm looking for just another kind of small building. Nothing 2-story, 1-story. This one looks like it was 1-story. Mouse got left there. It looks like it's just cafes and just these. I mean, nothing's wrong with these, to be honest. They're fine. But something else I'd like to have. Like, these are fine, however, they're... Oh, wait, they're mine. There's one lock one as well. That might be the way to go. Yeah, but it's the wrong stores. I don't want these kind of stores. Yeah, I mean, they do change, but... Give me the 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, I blow their glass. They're going to it now. 78. Wow. They're walking here. Wow. Because this thing attracts a lot of people. A lot more than I would have thought. It did cause the area of traffic back there, so I need a train line because it will become a large problem in the future. I'm just gonna. I don't think I could build a custom train because the train is so long anyway. I don't think I could put a station track on there. That would be the longest platform I have, which is this one. This one. 4 track. In terms of placements, the road will be a little bit further in, so a little further in. Right here is fine. There's already a one-way going up and a one-way going down. That's fine. Good spot. Place it right along here. Yeah, it's a good spot. Perfect spot for the train, actually. Walking to the concert. Now, it is a weird spot for this portion, though. But the turns will be a little bit sharp, especially here as well. I'm willing to give it a shot, though. It will be a little bit sharp, but too sharp in my opinion. We'll have to switch tracks. I don't want to keep using this track design. Turns a little too sharp. I could do it from here to here. Right there to there. That's fine. That's fine. Nope. That is not. That's good. Something here. This has been bothering me for a while. Let me bring this down. 2.1. I don't want to say good enough. Now it's good enough. I think. Yes. Okay. Remove the trees. I think this should be good enough. Not too sharp. The turn. It's a not shallow, but it's a little bit too much. It's a little windy. No. I'm gonna use a different track. I'm gonna unlock that station and this. Lock this so it fits a little bit better. I'm gonna try to refrain from using adaptive network tracks, but the stations is nice to have. And you could just do this. What are they doing here? I don't know. Oh, that's looking no. Just hit that. Thing's fixed. Same here. However, this side will be a little bit different. How it's connected. This will go backwards. That'll go backwards and connect to there. Here, this can go across, this can go across. However, this portion from here to here, this can come down. If the train to pass on break it, this can come down. That'll be the orientation for that track. Set this USA transmission guardrails towers. Towers. Same here. I didn't put towers here, which I'm stupid. But the train line will come back further. For the first time since I built this map. This train line will go a little bit further. So which line is this? This is the main line. The main line will come back. Have it connect to these stations. All because of the concert. The concert does attract a lot of people. Bring this down. If I can have it, that'd be nice. He grab you. Hey, why did I sing that? There. So it's a little bit. Yeah, I would prefer to have more people. More people come down further. Enter the concert from one direction. Can trucks not come here? I didn't think about that. Oh, they can. It's taking a while. Yeah, it's taking a while. Okay. Now, surrounding this building, a different story. I don't know what's going to be surrounding this. Could be trees. Could be parks. Could be literally anything. Could be. That's way too long. I need something that'll connect from this side to that side while also blocking the view from the road. Kind of ignoring sound. Trees do act like a sound barrier, yes, but I kind of want something else behind this thing besides just trees. I'm gonna put a path here. Maybe not this one. Maybe let's go for this one. It is a little bit smaller than regular path, a little more uniform, but a lot more police friendly, if you know what I mean. When I say police friendly, I mean it has lights, has lighting. That's about it. It has lighting. Different connection points from down there to the base road. Off of this can be something else. Let me get a park ready, actually. I'll put a park situated in here. That way I can parkify this area. Parkify. Parkify allows me to place a park. I'll place things in a park that shouldn't be placed. Starting from here, wrap around. That way I can then place things without it needing a toll either. I'd rather not make them pay anything in here, if that's fair. Off of the quay, there can be stuff placed off of the quay now. However, I don't want things too far because the boats pass by. And then now because I just saw one pass by. But they can come off of here. Off of this side, I wouldn't mind. Or maybe the small ones can come off. But the long ones, like the restaurants that the base game has, I tend to not really pay too much attention to the floating cafe. But the floating cafe is one of the nicest assets, vanilla assets, that are in the game. I don't know about the fishing island. Fishing island is a little bit tall. I just like the floating cafe more. The fishing island. Now I could as well put boats alongside here as well. Oh, I forgot. Wait, I forgot about the new packs. The tourist stuff. Not opposed to putting that over here. Cafe. What are the rest of these? Sidewalk cafe. Wait. Restaurant cafe. What's the difference? I guess one's larger, I guess. Restaurant cafe. Ah. I don't know. I'm putting that there, but Park Pond too big. This one could fit. But I don't think you'd want to bridge to a place like this. Now a park with birches. Or a tiny park. That's too small. Way too small. Okay, let's just continue putting the boats. So boats can be placed alongside. I'm gonna place the boats first. So let's put 3 down. Move these a little bit to the side. I'm gonna put these here just now. Temporarily. Bring these closer in. Not too close. You need space for the boats to exit at least. Bring these in. Well, actually, these boats can be facing this way. The lines that the cargo ships come should not interfere. So let me put the boats facing this way. In terms of how many boats that I want, are different assets from the leisure packs that allow for different boats. And these boats, this thing, whatever that one is. Skate park. Skate park. I always forget. Skate park is not a bad idea to have next to this thing. Put it inside the park. Why is that a hill? Water? Bathroom. Always in a bathroom. Hopefully nobody's injecting some of the needles in there. I can't think of anything else to place nearby this. A hotel is a terrible idea in my opinion to place nearby this thing, but right, I was gonna put parking. Parking is necessity. So the road is not flat. However, that is an easy fix. Terraform it. Force it flats. That was such a great music band. My goodness, guys. Thank you for hearing. One end, the other end. That's where it'll go. In terms of how many lanes, large, small, large does not fit up here. Medium does. I think I'd rather go medium. That way I leave a large gap, empty space, just for in case I want to put something there. I think this is fine. Place the parking lots inside of here. That doesn't need anything in there. So let me press this. It matches up. Same here. Eight by two all the way across, top to bottom. Bottom, and I'm guessing that's a 3. Please fit perfect. Nope. Well, let's go 2. I did move it out a little bit. Good. These traffic lights are ugly. Ugliest things I've ever seen. I thought it was a triple speed. A single speed. Traffic lights. What I always do is I go in and change every traffic light I see that is vanilla. I do not like the vanilla lights. They make me sad, angry looking at them. Past the pedestrian, P1. Always revert the angle. And they're all changed. Good. That's what I want to see. Both sides. Yep. Now, lane management. Might be bad to put these up close. So close. And then 1 lane apart, 1 lane apart will be fine. In terms of what can be placed behind here, there's nothing connecting the parks to the shore lines. Do that. All you have to do is make a path. Just go straight up. Use one of these large ones. Not large, but fuzzy. Fuzzy. Lines are annoying. Let's actually go with the 2 lane so it fits a little bit better. That's all you gotta do. Just make it go up. Let's do it here for 2. Just to make it look a little bit more presentable. Lastly, here. I'm not sure if they're touching it, but just to make sure they're touching it, that just to be sure. There's a restaurant here. I'm gonna put the restaurant one right in the middle. Just seems right. Right in the middle there. Centered. This can be brought to this. Let's move these over just a little bit. Surround these things with boats. Close. Bring that there, bring that there. Bring this and move this across. Now the ship path is, yeah, good enough. Forward there. This one can be brought over just a little bit. Yeah, decent little spot. Right by the shipping containers. But I think it works out. People are coming by. Put little things that represent areas that I would see by a pier. What was the fan zone? But I never knew this thing attracts so much people. Like, a lot of people come here. Actually despawned out of nowhere, but it attracts a lot of people. I don't know who Nestor is, but I guess they're performing right now. Next year they're performing. Just to make it easier for myself, I just put a train station here just now, so a lot of people use it already, which is a... Oh no, I lied. Only 2. They're all inner city people. Let me lock this back. Only 2 people of all the people here. I should probably fix this then. They could turn around. And clear these trees as well. I think it's a good area secluded away from humanity. That doesn't sound nice, but it's a good area away from everything. They have easy access to the train, which I don't have a problem with. And they all like it, so concert's finished, I guess. And I tried to avoid using a pedestrian road, so I use one of these roads by the Urbanist. Under pedestrian road, but it's not really a pedestrian road. This one. Contemporary pedestrian street. 90 people out of 2 that just got there. Keeps increasing as all these people come by. Are these really inner city people? That can't be right. No, they're... It might be. Hello, McDude Poop. Oh wait, yeah, I also had a question for you guys. I was going to make some emotes, because I wanted my first emotes to be something that I made, like handmade. I did tell Biscotti that I was going to make a creepy emote. Like just one with an eye. Like a stare emote. Like just a me stare emote. But I wanted to make it resemble my likeness. Not to, oh, okay, wait, maybe that might be wrong. My likeness? I mean, I wanted to make it look like me, but not look like me at the same time. It looks a little threatening, if I'm being honest. Kind of like staring into me. This is what it looks like. That's just a me smiling. But it's... I wanted to get rid of the smile. Maybe even remove the smile. Maybe even remove the smile. Where did I draw that smile on? Maybe remove that smile. Where is those? Where did I layer this? Is it here? Oh my goodness. I don't know where I layered this. But it's so happy watching. But I might do that. I also wanted to make some more from just from phrases that I keep saying. I say repeatedly. Like I always say disgusting a lot from interchanges that look just really bad. That building is still on fire. I don't know if it somebody waiting there. Going to work, but work? You work here. I guess that's their work. They stand still. The building on fire so they don't go in. Yeah, it's a building that's stuck on fire. It's been on fire for maybe 3 days. Oh, that's true. That could be an emote actually. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, just for that building. That building is never going away. I hope they don't fix that. I want that building to stay on fire. Yeah, but for interchanges like this one was it was a roundabout before. The roundabout got a little too flooded going further back. So I just made it an interchange, but it was an emergency interchange, so one that kind of just happened. But it works. The clearances are all good. Every truck can fit under something, and they have to go all the way down to go back up again. What I should have done was raise this one a little bit higher. I would have been a little bit smarter. But I kind of like the way it turned out. I'm gonna get rid of this grass in the middle. Grass will keep showing. Oh, also, uh, when we were saying the other day, what was it? On Monday. It was during your stream when you were playing when you were first trying out the nodes, the networks. You would have the roads come like this and come across, but they kind of try to look like an attempt to do it. Was it like that or one of these? Was it like that? No, it wasn't like that. It was something. I forgot. They kind of blended in. Oh yeah, I think I remember. If I did this, that's let me do this as well. Say if I wanted it to come like across like this. Yeah, they would blend in like this. Usually, I get rid of the center nodes. If I still did that, I would use move it just slightly, shift it out of the way, then kind of. The reason my notes snap like that, they snap every time I click because I have a setting on. Oh, I have a setting that's on. That's it's sloped by default. Every time I click it, it slopes everything automatically. I mean, this one isn't really needed, but I just like it on personal. I just like slopes. I prefer slopes. Be one of these. Oh no. But it kind of opens up when I click it. Is that a setting? Maybe it was the thing that was upgraded in the mod, I think. Here, if it doesn't show, I just use move it just to slightly bring it back. But I haven't used these tracks in a while. I forgot how they look. I mean, they look fine, but I like the reflection they make from the sunlight. But I still like Revo's tracks. These ones just play with my imagination. 195, so a lot of people coming. Yeah, the concert's finished. I just strive for the realism. Except when, I guess when the grass peeks through. I guess in real life they try not to have grass peek through. They use a chemical spray that a train drives by and sprays these things so grass doesn't peer through. I just like concrete ties. I'm curious if these guys too will have something kind of resembling that. I think that's. I don't want to say this area is done because I'm still missing a lot of things in this empty space, but I think I want to get some assets to fill in this gap before I do anything else. Put a park here and I completely forgot to connect it. Now I did work on this. Let me finish putting houses here. Oh, and also there was one thing that I forgot to do. If I cannot get if I disable intercity trains completely, you have the ability to make a line from the end of the track all the way in the outside. I can find a track anywhere. This one. It's so bright. My goodness, I cannot see. Turn this off. In the end, I can create a line from the end. Make my own intercity trains, use my own trains. Have them connect into the city. I tend to do that sometimes when intercity trains are broken. I just had them come to the terminal and my other trains will take care of it inside. I tend to do that. None of them are broken yet. Happened before. But I won't do that now. That's some maps are broken when in terms of trains from the outside. They don't spawn at all. And people don't spawn at all until you place a track, which is really strange, but that is one way to fix it. This area does need housing, and so does this one has been blank for a while, so I'm gonna do this side first. What I intended to do was kind of separate the lands apart. This was supposed to be a hill that's a lot higher than this elevation. Terrain doesn't really show that, but that was the goal for this portion. I might just put a railing on this side just to counteract the look. Yeah, they sometimes. I break my trains a lot. Like, more often than a normal person should, I break it a lot. Oftentimes they'll be broken naturally. Like this one. This one was. I had to destroy this thing 4 times before I got it right. I broke it 4 times. When sometimes trainers would spawn consecutively and there'd be 0 people in it. That doesn't happen anymore. Unless it's... No, it doesn't happen anymore. It used to happen on this side. I broke the nodes for the track placement. It was always a problem. I tried to combine these into one, but don't do that. It breaks the train station. Spawns infinite trains. And I can't fix it. Same thing with all of these. These ones, they're very specific. You have to find the station track and then convert it into your track. Or you could use Ron, which I probably should have done from the start, but I didn't do that. I should have used Ron. Why didn't I use Ron? 0 people. 0 people. Crest? Something's wrong with Crest. Something is... Color resist. I think they're stuck. They shouldn't be behind each other so close. Especially with 0 people, they shouldn't be that close with 0 people. They're not spawning. Purple. Purple is the newest line that I added. Goes back here. It goes in the middle of nowhere for now, but it does make this curve station. It goes in the middle of nowhere. That's true. With the vanilla station. Vanilla station, those things are... They make me cry. This thing? Oh no. I don't think I've ever used this station before, actually. Even in my vanilla days, I don't think I've used this. I've never used this station before. That might be the only vanilla building that I've never used. Because I think I had a different... I don't think I had an asset, but I think I had a... I had city... not city. These ones. What's it called? What is this thing called again? Yeah, mass transit. I had the mass transit DLC that I used. I would use that one a lot before I use the other ones. Yeah, these. I don't think I've ever used the vanilla. I've always used these ones. These ones are my favorite though. I don't even connect. I would use the bypass a lot. I'd use, especially this one, the dual platform. That one was perfect. If there was one thing I would wish, I wish it was longer. I mean, it's fine for the vanilla train's length. Not for me. I mean, I do have assets for... I mean, I don't think they're longer, actually. I think they're the same size. I do wish there was more dual island platforms that were a bit longer. But they do tend to break when they're longer. Like, where is it? Bus line. This one. It's a bit longer, but this one's broken. Pretty badly broken. Oftentimes can't connect train lines unless you do something funky to track. I had to do that with this one. This one is broken, so I had to do something funky. As you can see, there's an extra node between here and here. They don't connect well. You can't put a line on the default platform, or else it just won't work for some reason. Same thing with this one. This one is my favorite one. However, it is very, very broken. Oops. Because it has space for 4 tracks on the side and 2 in the middle, and bypass tracks, which is really nice. But the same problem it has with this one. You can't really connect anything to it. Pretty broken. I don't know where this one's located, this train station. I don't know if it's just a design that I think Xerix made up, or... I know this one's real life. This one is in New York State. Carlton Harmon Station. These houses. You want to put houses here. In terms of the design of the houses, I think I just want to take the same... This one's an L shape, little boots. Now I could steal Vermont's... No, I'll make this different. Because I did say it's on a hill, so it's a different district. So let's make this a different district. Just this portion in here. Let's go a little further. Going here. I try not to build any houses on this road. This road is a little bit restricted in terms of that. It's more for a bypass than anything else. It could even be 1 lane. It doesn't have to be 2. I think 1 lane might suit it better. Elm Park. This one will be a nice grid. I don't think I'll go a little bit. I don't think I'll go overboard. I think the grid will be pretty standard. Pretty statutory. Here, it can break. This portion, the grid will make a dead end right there. Continue on the other side. Just have some kind of different formality, I guess. Continue across via this road. So let's go about yay long. 2 across. Make a little bit of space. This one will end right there. This is a dead end. Let's go a little bit further. This one See right there. I don't want to make this touch. Just for fun. Continue forward as well. So here, go down here. This can go a little bit closer to the highway, but not touching. That can end there. Continue the two from this road to connect to this road, which I completely forgot existed. Completely forgot that existed. I really don't need this one. But there. Come down and across. Now, road-wise, it is a different design road. It's a basic road. I think I'll keep that aesthetic. However, maybe I will use this road instead. You know what, let's do this. I think that'll be better. Does not touch this road. That can change. I want this to touch this road. So at some point it'll go diagonally, which might be this point right here. Well, everything else is 2 down, so from this point right here, this point, it'll go diagonal, because I don't want anything coming too close to this intersection. Let's go 55 is good enough. I should have turned off the zoning for one side. Wrong side. Just like that. I do like this tool. This is a nice tool, the zoning tool. And yeah, this will just be this area. This, I don't know if I want this to touch this road, to be honest. No, for matter of fact, I haven't touched this road in a while. Let's do this. Like, come here. That's a good spot. Make it a divided road. So just to make it divided, I will put a railing on this side. Railings are a good way to prevent zoning lines, which I could actually just get rid of now, when I think about it. Zoning tool is... I mean, sure, there's zoning adjuster, but zoning tool does one thing a little bit different, which is nice. This one just disables zoning completely, but I'd like the ability to actually pick which side is disabled. I mean, in this case, I think I just disable zoning completely on this road. That way, nothing will connect. I don't want to see. That way I can go as close as I want to this road as possible, without having to worry about zones. This can come up to there. However, there is a 1 block gap, so closer. This, this is a fine dead end point, honestly. Dead end. Get rid of this little dot. This could be this area by itself. This could be this area. Yeah. It's a fine area. Here, I don't need this. I believe the trees are fine without this. Turn this back on. I think it's fine without this. I'm gonna, just in case it's not, I'll just put it in here. I'll put it over here. The water. This can be brought forward. The one thing I don't do in my cities is build a power grid or a power line, because I have 81 tiles. 81 tiles lets me place anything I want without water pipes and power lines, so water is just feeding. Speaking of water, ooh, what's out of water? I use these little buildings. Now, in the future, I will make a more decent water intake system, but for now, it's just these buildings. Same thing with power. I want to make a little bit more effort to put in more power facilities, or make them look a little bit more decent. I did have some different functions of power. I did have like one of these things, a decorator. These things, the cooling tower. So I want to use these. Not now. I don't know if these use power or not. No, just props. I want to use these. Make a nice little power grid. All of these. It'll take a lot of space, but where will they go? I have no idea. What was I doing? I completely forgot. Housing. The type of housing I want. Now I have these already. I have these all over the place, honestly. They're everywhere. Over here already. I could put the retro buildings. Retro. Paper. As a mid-century modern is the top. Wait, I lied. It's this one. Five from the top? Five. This one. If I do this and I see I've seen Korean buildings, then oops. Korean buildings should not be down here. Hospital. I'm gonna place these. I don't. Or education might be the one problem. Why do I never have any education? Education will be a problem. But school-wise, I still have 400 kids that can go to school. Let me just put some parks. Now, let's see. I don't know what futsal is. I've never heard of that in my life. Looks like some kind of... I don't know if that's floor hockey or soccer or something, but I have no idea what that is. Basketball courts. Let's place it along this side. Or the water. We have these parks that I don't oftentimes use parks, but in this case, I don't mind. Matter of fact, 3 spots. Can't do that. I think. Oh wait, I always forget. I have these. Not that. These parks do make wonders for the area. This one will fit pretty nicely in here. So I'm gonna place this one. This is the soccer field. I'm gonna erase this one. Bring this one closer. Or no, bring it closer. I'd rather have houses on the inside than on the outside, or than the middle. I'm gonna paint these. I want to see what spawns and what doesn't spawn. Or if anything spawns anyway. I don't want them coming up to the road. Speaking of road, I need to change that design of this road. I don't want this design coming onto this road. Something more present. Something... I want the road to be wearing a uniform when it enters the main road. I'm trying to say. Be dressed correctly like you're going to church. That's me. Now... Nothing on this side. Close to the highway. I think this is enough zoning for the housing. I don't think I want anything over here. If they spawn, however. Of course they're not, because they don't have education. Why do you need education? Who knows? I'm gonna put a path down here. Maybe if they walk across the street and go to school, maybe they'll stop complaining that they don't have education. These are the hill. The hill method, autosave. I'll make this like a little S. You can squiggle down. S. Closer. See if that probably won't do anything. A library is probably in need. There isn't one. There is one nearby, but it's really small. Oh no, they're spawning. Cool. Down here though, they're not. Wait a little bit longer, but Do they spawn down there? It's not Korean. Okay, good. Lastly is this area. Now they're separated by a quay wall. Parallel tool. Now, compensate for this. Could be a portion that comes across here. That's the upper level. This is the lower level and upper level. Take advantage of that. Same thing over here. I'm gonna follow this train for a second because there are some problems where this train's going. Why is there 0 sometimes and why is there 98 this time? There should always be at least 1. So having 0 is a little bit weird. It seems like the single track AI doesn't like what it's doing sometimes and they kind of get stuck. Long distance, dang. We're at that point now. They might just get stuck. This is another crest line, so why are they so close to each other? 56. So they're not stuck. However, if there's another crest train behind it, then this was the main line. I guess they unbunched themselves, which is good. There's the other crest line. It's pretty far apart, so I guess that's good. 11, at least 1. That's what I want to see. This is holding up. Holding up. No concert yet. I don't know what any of these do. What is this? Oh. Ooh, what did I just do? Oh, it's a new concert. Oh, they have different stage versions. What's a 3-star? Oh, I can't do it yet. Oh, I have to unlock it. That's why it's so big. I was wondering why the space was so large. I didn't know the upgrades. Wait, it costs $1,000 for a ticket? Saving my money. No problem. Have a good night. Sleep is always needed. I sleep. When do I sleep? Usually around. The stream usually goes up until 10:30. Usually 10:30. Usually. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:56. Oh my goodness. Next neighborhood. Across here. Straight through here. Down this portion. Let's go up until this line. Right here. 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 A little bit straighter though. When it does that. Like this portion from that portion. However, it's pretty misaligned. I don't know why I did this. A little weird that I did that. There must be a reason. There must not. Who knows? I'll continue. The reason might have been to make the blocks a little bit longer, but I don't think that's why I did that. Assuming anyway. I should know I did it myself. Continue the housing going across here. These will merge together. Luckily, I made space under the bridge for it. This one does have space as well. However, I don't want it to come across like this. It'll make the node a little bit too long. I don't know where this this person is going. This portion is going. I did say I want to expand the city, make it more people friendly. However, I should start on this area. I might start this area tomorrow. Because this area does have a lot to expand. I'm already at 45,000 people. And none of it is on this side. So I should get more area, more things on this side. I'm focusing on this one too much. For now, let's just build this area. I think this will be the second to last area that I build over here for now. One thing I'm still missing is a zoo. I know where the zoo will be, but it might take me a while before I build a zoo. Ways are being annoying, so I'm gonna go straight across. Cheat method if you want to get around building quays. Now, there is a quay wall here. There's no access to this neighborhood beyond this point. However, this road seems mighty well, to be honest. I say mighty well, I mean, it looks like one of them roads that look like it would possess high travel of traffic. A bike lane road, widened highway, widened road, up to there, this curve at this point. From there, will meet its other half, I guess. I put trees in the middle. These ones always look better. From here, this road will come across, meet with this highway. Where the quay wall, let's actually get the quay wall. Bring it down. So it seems a little bit more slopey. Slopey as in, I'm using all the wrong words. Not right up to there. Bring this up. Elevate it smoothly so that way it matches correctly. Let's go back here. That way it looks a little bit more nicer when it comes across. Bring this down a little bit. So I'm going to bring this all the way up here. Bring this down. Down. From this point on, the node is right here, which is actually perfect. I didn't account for that. Of course I did. From here, this road will come across, rise up against the quay, down, and just kind of merge into it. Not as violent though, a little bit smoother. Well, if I do this, it'll be smoother. Yeah, a little bit smoother. This can be brought back. Just like that. It's lots more refined, more dignified. Got more pizzazz in it. Down, so I don't want to see those lines. Trees are in my way. But I think that'll be the main road into the area. Across. I shouldn't have done two across. Let me separate it back. Simple road. Just their standard 4 and 4. This road will be a dead end beyond that point because the train's in the way. This doesn't have to exist. Beyond this point, I think this is how it's going to look. Well, actually, no. This can exist. I don't mind a dead end. Right there, if I'm being honest. This will run into this road down here. Just like that. This can go across. The same thing, something similar. How the road ends. Here, there. And that's fine. This can be erased. This forward. And we're good. Just want a little park. Something with a little bit more. I still don't have anywhere to use this. I mean, I could put this down here. I'm not opposed to this being down here. Let me figure out what I'll do with that area. But for now, a park that is worthy of fitting this area. Something a little bit less massive. I mean, I could. Actually, these hotels. I wouldn't mind an inn in an area, but maybe not over here. Maybe not over there. Maybe somewhere in here. What does it need to be an inn? wish I knew. What is this? Sightseeing, shopping, and forestry. Sightseeing. Unique building. Do not have. I wouldn't be opposed to putting a hotel here because this one does match the rest of the buildings, the way they look. This one can act as just a nice hotel in the area. Now, what kind of unique building is over here? Just parks? In terms of unique building, I think the garden would be the best fit over here. Garden would be the best fit over here. Put it over here, facing downward. I think trees will come naturally. So the trees will spawn. I'll spawn the trees. Everything else will come naturally. Hopefully everything spawns in correctly. The trees themselves will come in. Let me turn on G so I can see the ground. Just so everything spawns in nicely. Naturally, I can see everything. Don't want houses here. I think that'll be good. Trees along the railroad, so I don't have to listen to the noise of the trains passing by all the time. Dampen the noise. The hotel kind of fits in quite nicely. The sightseeing is pretty nice. Huh. Forestry, pretty nice as well. Shopping, I expect that to be a 0. But I think this hotel fits in with the... Whoa, wait, never mind. I lied. What kind of houses are these? The wrong houses, I'll tell you that. I do not want vanilla houses. I have to get rid of all these. Oh my goodness, I am sad, man. One sad man just for these houses spawning. I don't want vanilla houses. Take everything I said back. Hopefully nobody moved in yet. I don't think they have. I don't want vanilla houses taking over my land. Those are... And vanilla houses are... I guess they're kind of fine. Some of them are fine. Some of them aren't. Some of them are the definition of the plague. I just can't look at them without crying. I guess that's not the plague. I guess that's just garlic in my eyes or onions in my eyes. I'm not sure if this one's vanilla. No, it's not. It has a little parkway. So this one's custom. Okay, now is what I mean. I'm redo what I said. Once they upgrade again, this one will look a little bit different. They look a little small, but as I was saying before, now the houses look like this hotel. Because this one just looks like your regular Dutch building. Not Dutch. I mean, I guess it was Dutch back then. It looks like a old Dutch building. Yeah, design-wise, it kind of looks like a nice hotel situated in a nice suburban area that you wouldn't really tell is a hotel unless you walked in front of it or looking at it for a long time. This area is now getting houses. Off time, I'm gonna put more signs here, just so I know how it looks. This is red. That's not good. How long was I red? That's good. This area is looking good now. Houses are no longer vanilla, which is good. I would change all these trees, however. That'll take a little bit too much time. Next up is housing down here. However, I don't know if I want to do that. Not now, of all times. This train is still 0. Did want to work on trains alongside this railroad over here. First off, I need the road to meet this portion up here. It's hard. However, it does need to meet here, which is fine. Just go like that. And just go straight. Curve. Slightly. To that point. Bend this. Bend this. Should solve the problem now. Hopefully. 2-car train. Police should... Yes, good. I might want to make this 4 in the future, but 2 cars works for now. Not going far. Passenger wise though, it might be filling up a little bit too much, a little bit too quickly. That might be a little too much. Maybe like 180. No, that's like 100. Oh, I lied. It's 200. Okay, it's already full, leaving some people behind. I'll give it a little bit more of a test run. It might change in the future, but I'm gonna add more people, especially down here. It's definitely gonna have to be 400 people. Neighborhood wise, continue this neighborhood, touching this road. I don't mind it touching this road. Until it becomes a problem, but it's not going to. By 2 parts. Cross at this point. Down. Nothing will touch this road. Not yet. Only the important roads will touch this road. Arterial road is what it's known as. These are my local roads. Usually local roads don't connect to arterial, but this one will act as my collector. This brick road is the collector road. The arterial. I don't think I'll have more road here. I did say I was going to bump these up a little bit to make it resemble a mountain, like passing between a little place. Make it a little bit wider. Let's keep that kind of terrain. Right click, it's at 63. I want it to be a little bit taller. That's 70. So like 7. That's what I want. A little too fast. A little bit, yeah, a little bit slower. Progresses. The road kind of just goes between there. That's what I want. That's the look I want to happen. Increase it a little bit more. 70 to 75 and just decrease the size a little bit. And just kind of do the same thing. Put it around a little bit. And then just a little bit more. Just 80 at the top. Very tip. Any further. Any further. Here they appeal like this road kind of cut through a mountain. Well, not a mountain, but a little hill. Smoothing this out a little bit. That way, no houses. No houses on this road. In terms of housing, though, I have a zone. What was it? I think I'll put these as just your regular, or not commercial, your eco. I think eco buildings would look fine here. Along here, not along this road, however. Make a stop beyond this point. Here, let's go with the commercial. This can be housing as well. Nothing on that side. Nothing on that road. The commercial, housing commercial. Not housing. Eco commercial placed alongside here as well. Eco commercial along this road. Oh, you're back. How was your dinner? Or what did you eat? Well, while you were gone, found a spot for the concert area as well. Fish and shrimp. Doesn't sound too bad. I do not eat shrimp. There are certain foods that I don't eat, but man, fish, easy, yes. Especially salmon. That's a steal. Here's the concert area. Little nice area, away from everything. Look at this note. Let's put a train line over here as well. I bet it was. The last time I've had shrimp was maybe since I've lived in New York. So maybe 2000 and 2011, I think. 2011. Around that time. The last time I had shrimp. Well, I don't remember what shrimp tastes like. Yeah, I don't eat any shrimp, lobster, crab. I don't eat those kind of seafood. I mostly just eat fish. No, no clams, octopus. Octopus. Used to eat back then, but not anymore. Reason being is because, I mean, I guess you could say it's more religious intent. Okay, I have a story about calamari. Calamari always makes me sick. I always end up vomiting every time I eat calamari. Either it was bad or it wasn't prepped right. I don't know. That was like a while ago. Not recently, but before when I used to eat calamari. It always makes me sick. Oh, there are certain foods that kind of get to me. Like the reason I don't really eat Popeyes or KFC is because the chicken oftentimes just makes me sick. It makes me nauseous. I sleep in the middle of the night and then wake up like, dang, like vomiting. That's why I always have a ginger ale next to me. Very next to me. Nope. Sports. Sports are. I mean, sure, I'll hear about sports. I don't ever watch the sport. That's mostly my dad. My dad's into sports a lot. He's in the. They have like their little pool at work where they gamble to see who's gonna win. But my most of my form of entertainment is from YouTube, honestly. I think this is good. This I think I can classify this area. Most people like to watch football. I mean, I understand football. I just can't watch it for too long. I'll just be sitting there and just be watching it. It's like, I mean, I understand it, but my joy doesn't come from watching a football game. I hear that people aren't using this. Lied, never mind. But I guess what would my favorite sport? Yes, my favorite sport would be. It depends. I like to play volleyball, but I also like soccer as well. Soccer, or I guess in terms of where else, football. Teams, I have no favorite teams. I guess the only teams that I know about in terms of football, most of the time when we were kids, when I was a kid, we'd always watch the Giants. I guess that was the only team that I watched really ever since we grew up in Brooklyn. It was always the Giants. In terms of baseball, I never really seen baseball at all. I can't even swing a bat correctly. I don't know how to swing a bat correctly, honestly. I tend to like in those sports in gym where you would have to play in a sport or in a mandatory activity. Baseball was always the one thing that I could never hold the bat correctly. Like you need your arms up or something, and get ready to swing. I couldn't do that correctly at all. I'd always hold it one handed with a really tight grip and just like a caveman. I watch City Planner Plays, Biffa, and Overcharged Egg and Few Candy. Those are the four that I watch. Those are the main four. I think those are the only four that I watch. But in terms of which one that I like to watch, it would probably be City Planner Plays. I just like his perspective on everything. Yeah, Yumble too. Has Yumble uploaded in a while? I don't think he's uploaded in a while. Oh, guess I didn't see it. My box, my feed. Yeah, because I usually watch Yumble for his interchanges for the things that he does. Yeah, I just like his ideas that he comes up with. Like he has a like actual city planner problems that he thinks of and stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I like. I think I'm good with this. I want to start working on this half of the map. Ooh, half of the map. Now, with this map, I'd like to work back here as well. Maybe even up here. But it's more populated. It's too little too populated down here compared to there's nothing up here. On this city, uh 20, 20 days. 20 days. I think this is day 20. The first day I spent fixing the highway, making the highway my own. Because usually maps that you would play with are usually their highways are they're okay, but I want to make them become mine, if you know what I mean. So I spent a whole stream, my first time making the city, changing all of the highway roads, making completely new exits and ramps. Especially this portion. This portion was a little bit of a mess, but it was fun to do. connecting it to this portion as well. PC, I'd recommend playing with PC all the time. If you play this map on PC though, I would recommend you play vanilla first for a while, because the mods will kind of become your life. Eventually, you'll do nothing but never want to get off the mods again, like me. If you told me to play a vanilla map, I would tell you no. There's no way I can do that. And I could like to. I will. I do. I am jealous though. I'm jealous of console players because they have the ability to take over a vehicle and drive around. I wish I could do that. But instead, I just have to sit here and force myself to stare at a truck driving to its own destination. That's true. Perfection is needed in a city. The mods help with that as well. Yeah, we can't do that. Not at all. We needed a mod, but there used to be a mod that did that, but it doesn't work. It hasn't been updated. And it kind of washes out the color for some reason. But we can't do that. All we could do is just go in a vehicle and just watch our vehicles drive around. Right now, this guy's going to an eco-friendly company. I don't know where that is. Or best of the best shops. What are these names of shops? We can do things like this. We could place signs down for highways, which is nice. Do this on my off time. We do is just look around from the vehicle. Yeah, only first person camera. Yes. It's just that's it. That is the one thing that I would want in the game. In PC. The ability to drive around, to become your own car and walk around. I want to be my own sim. I want to be GTA 5 in this game. That's what I want. Without the violence. Power power this game, I'd literally become a citizen. I'd drive around, become a normal car. I'd act like one of them. That's what I would do. Yes. Car accidents for City Skylines 2 would be great. Construction for City Skylines 2 would be great. Like, say if you built a road, but the road needs maintenance in the future. Uh, like this vehicle, this thing, the road maintenance vehicle, or depot. I wish it actually had a purpose, rather than just being placed in your city and the cars just do what they want to do. I wish construction, like a pothole can happen, and these guys would actually drive there, close a lane, or close a whole road down to fix things. That'd be nice. Speaking of which, I never placed any of these down. I probably should. I mean, they don't do anything really. You could live without it. This is just from the snowfall DLC. Just place it here. This empty spot. I do have my own vehicle for this. But if there was one thing, I do wish this vehicle. I do wish construction was a thing. Construction and car accidents. It would make the police more active. You can close a lane on the highway. Then actually see traffic back up from just an accident. That'd be nice. What is this thing for? That's a good question. I can follow a vehicle around, see where it goes. Where's it going? I don't know. It says it's maintaining the road. How? I I don't know. Hop chases would be cool. We're in California. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that's true. Like helicopters will be chasing people. Run police chase. That'd be kind of cool. Or even like a car chase radio, like a radio station that is literally live in this game. They tell you news events that happen in this game, and you tune into that radio one time and you just hear a car chase happening, and you go to find that car chase in your city. That'd be kind of cool. And it seems a little too hard to do, but it would be cool to happen. This garbage truck could not go any slower. Car chases, things like even train derailments. That would be kind of cool. You kind of don't want to see deaths though. I mean, natural, but I want to see my Sims die. Kind of tough question for me. Apparently, this vehicle is 9.6% done maintaining roads. That would be cool. Oh, that's true. That wouldn't be bad. The chirper already does that naturally. It just talks to people, well, talks about people's tweets. You know, that's not bad actually. I do think that as well. I mean, I believe there are some mod creators from this game that are working in City Skylines 2. I believe there will be some mods, just not a lot. I believe, like things like intersection marketing tool. I think that would be in City Skylines 2. Things like node controller and network multi-tool, because that mod creator is working for City Skylines for Colossal Order. I think there are those mods that are in the game. But yeah, there will probably be a lot of mods that you don't have yet available, but I think that's a good thing. It's better to have a vanilla experience first and then mods later. I think that'll become a I think it'll become a gradual thing. I think it'll be good. Kind of a good experience to avoid mods in the beginning. Then the mod creators will probably be fast, honestly. They work pretty fast on letting mods out. Yeah, I really hope TMPE is one mod that I hope that they add. That's a mod that you can't really live without. If I, yeah, if I started vanilla, I think TMPE is the one and only mod that I would want in my city. Yeah, you have. But once you have it, you can't live without it. TMPE, let me show you. You see this traffic light. This is TMPE. You have the ability to turn on traffic lights. I mean, vanilla has that ability too. You could turn on traffic lights in intersections where it's needed, like here. But you also have the ability to time your traffic lights. So, for example, I have a time traffic light over here. Looking at this traffic light, they're going at different intervals. We set it to this time traffic light show counters. They are set to straight at 10 seconds remaining. This light will change. This one will turn left in 25 seconds. This one will turn green 9 seconds. Things like that. It's very. It's not niche. It's more for traffic control, really. A lane connector. Lane connector forces people to go in the right lanes. Because I know in vanilla this is a problem. They all like to stay in one lane, or when they come off of a highway, they like to go all the way into the left lane for some reason. This one controls that. The arrow lanes as well. This one forces them into not all vehicles, but like some vehicles can ignore this, like buses. With TMPE, buses can ignore this anyway. Police cars will ignore this one, but they cannot ignore this one. They will always follow the law with this one. You can turn off despawning vehicles, because vanilla, the game, cars despawn naturally. I set it so they don't despawn. That's why my traffic is sometimes atrocious. 73, I guess it's fine now. On by accident. You can turn on yields. Oops, nope, don't do that. You can make traffic yields instead of stop. You can put stop as well, but they can yield as well. This one is it has 4 different uses, depending on what you're going to do it with. Yeah, turning off despawning is one thing that I would highly recommend when building a city, because I just don't like seeing disappearing cars. I don't like it at all. And realistic parking. I want realistic parking because I really don't want them to like drive into a building and disappear, or come out from a train station and cars spawn everywhere. I don't want to see that. So I'd rather them park somewhere. And it is good. But vanilla, I don't like seeing, like, let's say, kind of don't want to turn it on. I might mess something up. See this car. He's going to this tower. This tower right here. In vanilla, he would have drove to it, and just his car would have disappeared. But in this case, we follow this person. This person will look for a parking spot, and then walk to the building, and then take their car when they leave. That's what I want to see. I want to see more realism like that. That is something that I wish Vanilla City Skylines had, but they sadly don't, which is kind of sad, but also annoying at the same time. I want that for realism. So let's speed it up. This person's going to this tower right here, this tower right here. However, they're gonna look for a parking spot. As you can see, if you look up here on the top left, driving to Kashiva Tower, his pathing said he's going to turn right. However, if there's a parking lot to the right, that's where the person will park. And then they'll walk to the tower. That's what I want to see. Speed it up so this light can change a little bit faster or sooner. The longest green light I've ever seen. Yeah, vanilla traffic. It makes me mad to look at. See, this person, did they find a parking spot? They did. So they're parking right here. They got out of their car and they're walking to the building. See, this is their car right here. This is the person walking. I'm not controlling. They just like to walk like idiots. Like they spin their heads like this. I don't know what this person's doing, but they park their car and they're walking to the building. That's what I wanted to see. All these cars that parked here for the expo center. Same thing here with all the cars that parked at this place over here. All parking to go shopping, which is what I want to see. Exactly. Yeah, fixing traffic. #1 priority. It's called city skylines. Can't have a city without traffic. Fixing traffic. I do wish there were scenarios in the game where you could fix traffic, like using all the knowledge that you know. That'd be kind of cool to see, to envision. But having the ability to control lanes is what TMP does best. Like in vanilla, let's say I turn this off. I don't want them coming across immediately going to the left lane. I want them to stay right. I don't know if anyone's gonna do it now, but yeah, like these people. I don't want them to do that. It bothers me a lot. I want them to stay in their respected lane, like the bus. I want them to stay in their respected lane and just continue going in the right direction. I want them to change lanes as they go. Same thing here. If I turn this off, I don't want to see them come across from the third lane, well, from the first lane all the way to the third lane. That's pretty bad. If one person does it, I don't know if they'll do it, but probably set in stone for a while from a distance. Yeah, they probably won't do it here. That's something that I don't want to see. You know, I believe that it originated as a traffic management because the buildings were terrible. That's the reason I believe that. There wasn't too much attention to detail with the buildings, so everything must have been focused on something else, somewhere else. The detail was focused on, which I believe makes sense. Also, I forgot to say, welcome, welcome in, Hubbub, funny. Had so much emphasis on things. Remind me of the gum, Hubba Max. That gum was good flavor in the beginning, really bad later on. It's like chewing cardboard later on, really bad. But I guess for City Skylines 2, I would wish for more things that would happen to traffic, like events, like bad events that would happen. Not like natural disasters, but traffic events is what I want to see. Car accidents, construction, construction work on. Especially, I want to see different days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I want to see building being constructed on Monday through Friday, and construction on roads at night, like late night. I mean, you can do that with real time, with the real time mod, but I don't use real time because I use Play It, and they're not really compatible. But I kind of want to see that in the base game. Like, real time does do it good because real time does have events. Events are nice to have because most monuments in the game just, with defaults, they don't do anything. I want to see events naturally in City Skylines 2 as well, which I think they'll have. They do have seasons as well, so I'm thinking that they would have different days if they have seasons. Yeah, in TMPE, you have that as well. Mine is set to a holy city, 0%. Or is it 10%? Let me see. Also, I think I have specific drivers. The drivers that are reckless driving. Oh, 0% holy city. Disable spawning. The only things that I want to see despawned are cargo trains and passenger trains. Reason being is because I can't see the trains. I'm talking about inner city trains, by the way. Inner city trains tend to have problems outside of the city. I cannot see what happens outside of the city until it's too late. That's why I want them to despawn when it gets bad. Same thing with cargo trains. Cargo trains back up a lot outside of the city. I can't see it, or I don't notice it until it's too late. So I want them to despawn. Trams I set to despawn. I don't know why actually. Why is tram set to despawn? Just these two I want to despawn. And individual driving styles is what's make people, the different cars drive at different speeds, or some people will. I've actually never done Path to Evil. See what that's like for now. Reckless drivers. So those are the drivers that you'll see like in real life. You're driving down the highway 65 miles per hour, and then you see that one guy in your mirror driving 100, just swerving lanes. I guess that's what you'll see. Disable despawning. As you saw. I don't want anything despawning except for the trains. Parking AI. Realistic parking? This is good and bad. Good being, realistically speaking, I want them to park. Bad meaning it will cause so much traffic in your city if you do not know how to manage parking in your city. But I do that naturally. I separate everything. You can do that using TMPE as well, but I just make completely two different train lines. Completely. So what I do is I literally build a line from the outside city and just put a train line in. Actually, I did that here. Also with this, you can put buses will ignore lane arrows, which means if a road is turning, a bus wants to go straight, you can take the turn lane to go straight. Can be good, can be bad, depending on the scenario. And bus lanes. You could ban cars and trucks on bus lanes, which is nice. I wish vanilla did that. Yeah, that is the only way. Backing up. Remember a long time ago, not that long, maybe like last year, I didn't do that. It got so bad to a point where it started affecting my entire train line. They would back up from so far because someone didn't despawn correctly, or there were too many trains being spawned at the same time. Yeah, Amtrak suffers from cargo trains a lot. They're always late because of cargo trains. But they weren't smart with the way they did everything. Let me show you. Here's what I did. All of my train lines are connected by their own lines. Like this is the train line. freight line is this one. Only freight trains should be here. And they're kind of all separated. Pass through their respected area, across, go underground, back over here, and come back into the industry port. They should empty out all their cars and stuff like that, like this one. Game's paused. Just like this one. Can't see through this train. Dynamic. Wait, which one's dynamic AI? I know dynamic resolution, but I don't know what dynamic AI is. So far, this city, I've done many cities, but I think this one might be turning out to be the best one. Might be. Really? Never seen that. See what that is. Dynamic AI. Under one of these settings. Speaking of which, my simulation accuracy is I usually set it to high or very high. I hear that setting it to lower decreases frame rate. I don't know what that means or how it does that, but I'm gonna set it to high. I'm gonna revert it back to high. Okay, maybe it did. Maybe it did. Oh, it's... No, maybe not. Dynamic. Gameplay. Oh, you mean this one? Oh. That's true, I do this. I don't set it too high though, because they tend to go crazy. Yeah, they tend to go crazy. You know, why not? I've never done it high enough. Let's go to 20. I usually go 10, but let's try 20. Speaking of which, I haven't seen the mad vehicles yet, so let me find a highway. Highway with private cars. I'm gonna try to follow it. See if they drive crazy. Yeah, like you. The speed limit is 70, I believe. I'm looking for that one car that's driving 90. Also, TMPE, you have the ability to control speed limits, which is great. Oh, and the reason I'm using Play It instead of real time because of simulation speed. Also, I get to pause the day and night cycle however I feel, and this thing disappeared again. I don't know why my lines like to disappear. I know why they disappear, but often don't. Look for that car that's speeding. This is what I meant by make my own exits. Make my exits my own. Try not to use any. I try not to keep the vanilla highway ramps. You're speeding. 85, 90? Yeah, you're speeding. I wonder what it's like to drive in Germany on Autobahns. Because no speed limit sounds like the American dream. He's going 90, but it doesn't feel like 90. I mean, I guess he's going 90. Yeah, like, why have a fast car when you can't even go fast? Bound by a speed limit. Where's this guy? He's a tourist and he's leaving the city. You're going the wrong way, man. You're leaving the city. Yeah, America should do that, to be honest. There should be a point in time when your driving is not as good as it was back then. Somebody else should drive you places. I've seen it many times. I've seen pretend. Let's go to a scenario, an exact scenario. See if it happens correctly. I just need a four-way intersection, something like this. Let's see your light turned green. You have an arrow, and let's say no, you don't have an arrow. Your light turned green, but the person just kept going. Like they didn't see that they had an arrow, forcing this person to mash their brake and stop right at that point. That was almost an accident right in front of my eyes. It would have been right there. And there's a hospital right next door, but still. I look in the car. I was a very old lady driving the car. I didn't even think she noticed what she did. She just kept driving like nothing happened. A lot of people go to the highway, man. A lot of people. Also, I do wish the frame rate was better in City Skylines too. I hope it's better. Better be better. Because this, I don't want to see none of this. I want to see my pure 144 FPS. I want to see something this smooth the entire time. I think the plan for tomorrow, I'm going to work on this area. I really should take advantage of this station. I don't know why I've never done that yet, but I placed this station with the plan having 4 trains connect here, branch off into different sections. And I do need to finish the cargo airport as well. However, the cargo airport, that being said, I want to reconstruct this airport. I almost want to destroy it and build a new one completely. If I'm being honest. This might take an entire stream. Because it takes a while for me to build an airport with a cargo access point. That might take an entire stream to do. I'm not opposed to that. I'm just not feeling the way this airport looks right now. I want to destroy it, make a new one. I mean, it works. The cars are parking, doing what I want them to do, but I'm feeling not as generous. Speaking of airports, the concrete thing came out, right? Is it under airport? This is the blank concrete apron, large and small. I actually don't even know. I won't use this. I know that for a fact. I have no need for this. I have surface painter. Just that's the one thing console players don't have as well. They don't have a surface painter tool. They can't just paint concrete everywhere. This one isn't really needed by me. I can just paint this entire area without really worrying too. But I mean, it's a good thing they added that sound. Cargo airport. I don't know when that'll come. It might connect from here. Might have to connect from there because everything's pretty far apart. Yeah, most of them don't do like places like I mean O'Hare Airport is a different story. That one's pretty large. Places like JFK, they tend to have their airports at a certain angle. They're usually slanted. Say like if that were one runway, usually the other one would be facing in this direction. You can curve these. Doubt it. We can't. It'll be in this direction as well. O'Hare's is just all over the place. I couldn't describe O'Hare's airport. It's too big, too confusing. Hmm. Yeah, most of them wouldn't be like this because taking off and landing are would be a problem if two planes collided at the same time. Yeah, the wind. That's true. I didn't even think about the wind. Ooh, I hope that's. No, I hope with weather. Weather. I hope that comes with wind. Wind pattern. That'd be nice. San Francisco. Yeah, because I usually like to have like a little entry point into a terminal. Termini, where everything kind of goes in a circle, connects with all the terminal points. However, what I think I want to do, keep the same idea, but change the way it looks. But also maybe even spread out the terminals at some point. So just have different terminals, for like one for a small plane, large plane, and a medium plane. Might do that. There are a lot of roads in here. I think I just need 3 instead of 4. I can remove this one, so have more space in here. I don't need 4. 3 is good enough. 1 for forward, back, and forward again. Like this side. 3 was fine here. 4 was too much. 0 passenger vehicles. Is it even possible? I mean, I guess it's possible if we ran out of citizens, I think. The game has a limit of, well, I'm using mods, so I guess my limit is a little bit over 1 million people. But yeah, one stream, I'm going to erase this entire airport. Airport will go bye-bye. In place will be a new constructed airport with cargo. Now the cargo doesn't have to be over here. It is citizen instance. That's the one thing. I hope citizen instance is higher. Like, a lot higher. Because I don't want to see a city look like a ghost town because there's no citizen instance. I I would love that. City Skylines 2, I hope the citizen instance is like at least 1 million. Because 65,000 is not enough. Like, I'm almost to 65,000. Usually at 100k population is when you see the limit of citizen instance in your city. So I tend not to go over 100,000 citizens population wise, which kind of ruins the game to be honest. But one of those things that I can't really avoid. That's a good. If your city is really dense, is it everything compact together? If it is, then that's good. Other places, usually I like to put my cities really far out from each other, like everything connected by train from a very far distance, and they all come into the one point of the city. Usually, I use up my citizen instance that fast when I do that. I use it faster, but Fun. Thanks. Why did the train despawn? You had the perfect opportunity to turn around. I like this part. Little loop-de-loop for their cargo. Going their respected path in this building that will always be on fire. This is my favorite building. I hope they don't fix this bug. I wanna keep this building. Literally on fire shop. Uh chat, it should. You should post the URL. It should be able to. I don't think Streamlabs would be mad. I hope not. I think I disabled it from doing it. This line is pretty long. This portion right here. Now, this light is taking a while. Avoid this. Let me do this. Hmm. All high density urban cores. I do like this little the road that goes along the outside. I like that look. It's like a nice jungle. Yeah, I do like this look. We're all arch nemesis to urban planners and architects. Well, one thing we hate the most. Good start to clear up. I think this was the traffic. This might have been the traffic. Unless I'm not seeing something. Traffic is a little bit further. This. Oh no, you don't really have to announce anything. As a matter of fact, what is it? Game day? It might be game day. Yeah, it's game day. Almost game day. They're getting ready to park. And this is what I want to see. I want to see traffic from events like this. This is my kind of thing that I want to see. I want to see cars on the road. Oh, you're going to stream. Good luck. Yeah, I love this stadium. The Glass Eye Arena. This one is probably my favorite. traffic going to the stadium. I did reroute it a little bit. But like I just put this for the stadium, honestly, because originally what they would do is what they're doing here. I don't think they are going to the stadium from this direction. They would used to come through here into the city and then turn right and come back up. So I put this way, a direct bypass through the highway without going through the city, without congesting everything. Congesting everything. I think works a lot better. Their own shopping malls in the back. Or they could take the train. The train is actually really used when the game day happens. Single track down here. Yeah, like events like this would be nice. My top 5 favorite YouTubers? Are you talking about like City Skylines or just in general? Just in general, I can give you the answer. YouTube, just to be sure. City Skylines. City Planner Plays. Number 1. Overcharged Egg. Number 2. Then Biffa. Number 3. Pew Candy. And then Yumble. I think those are my... That's my top 5. Pew Candy. She mostly does vanilla, but she does a lot of prop works. This is her stream. Oh, not stream. Her channel. There's a lot of detailing. $2.20. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I'm looking now. I'll take a look. The one video that caught my eye immediately was I tried to make organized chaos these skylines. This one down here. This one, where'd it go? This one caught my attention. There's traffic again. There's a lot of traffic on this bridge. I guess it's normal, but oh no, someone's just slow in the front. It's the mail. Wait, what time? It's 11:10. 11:11. Make a wish. I mean, by me it's 11:11. Today, I think I might have to end today because I have to wake up tomorrow. Tomorrow morning early. I have to drive somewhere. What is that? Is that a bug? What is? Why is this over here? What? Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm gonna head up myself. I did say I was gonna be live until 10:30. It's 11:11. Oh, you're still at work? Save right here. Image right here. I think for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll start to work on this right eye. I think that's the plan for tomorrow. Which portion? I'm not sure yet, but I think that's the idea. I'm gonna stop investing in up here. Might invest down here after I touch this portion. This portion will be later. This portion is next. And then maybe finally I'll spread out further. But I think that'll be it for today. Oh, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for any follows that happen. And the raid that happened too as well. But why not? Let me see who's playing City Skylines. Maybe everyone that's sleeping over there. Mr. Ruff. IO. Bye. Okay, that'll be it for today. I'll be sending everyone to another City Skylines player playing City Skylines right now. So I wish everybody good day. I'll be back tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night, everyone. Start the raid. Bye.